Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. And it's New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve. For some people, it's already New Year. We've already seen New Year being brought in Australia when I was on my live earlier today. And tonight, what we're going to bring in, the New Year's we're going to bring in, or the Spanish New Year. Don't forget, Spain is an hour ahead of the UK. So here in Spain, in mainland Spain, where I am, it is 25 to 11. So there's only an hour and 25 minutes to go. And we will be bringing in the New Year in true Spanish style. You'll hear bangers going off in the background. They've already started, as they do. Might only be 10:30, but the bangers and the fireworks have started. But there'll be the big firework display at 12 o'clock. So I'm all ready for it. I've got my red underwear on. Well, it's actually not red. It's burgundy. You have to count as red, I'm afraid. What else have I got? I've got my Cava ready to open. I've got a bottle of Cava ready to open. Now, I've got my 12 grapes. Oh my God, where's my grapes? Riley. Oh, Riley's coming up. Come here. Let's have a look at Riley. Don't know if you're going to put your head up. You've got to put your head up. If you want to photobomb, you've got to put your head up. So I got my 12 grapes ready. I've really cheated. Look at the size of these grapes. So the grapes that I bought the other day, not only they're seedless, but they're absolutely titchy tiny. Now we will be having a look at what, if you don't remember from last year, what we do in Spain when it's New Year. I've got the smallest 12 grapes that I could find out of the ones that I bought from Aldi. And so hopefully, because what we have to do is eat one grape for every peel of the bell. And that you can make one wish for each grape and it brings good luck for the new year. So I've got my grapes, I've got my Cava, I've got my burgundy underwear on. I'm all ready for Spanish New Year. It's all going on outside. The fireworks are all going. Riley, come here then. Come here. Don't know if I seen if I was on. You can just about see him. Happy New Year, Riley. Riley likes to video bomb, as you know. Right, I've got a list of everything that I want to go through because there's so many things that I want to go through. We'll be doing the Twonk of the year. We'll be having a quiz. We'll be celebrating the British. All right. We'll be celebrating British New Year, Spanish New Year. There's a lot of things that we'll be doing. So where am I going to start? Where am I starting? I've got so many things that I want to talk about. So I want to start off with thank yous. So, from this year, here we are coming to the end of 2024. And, we've looked at a lot of cases. We've looked at a lot of things going on. A lot of things have happened. And what I want to say, literally from the bottom of my heart, is thank you to everybody who supported my channel in any way. So I want to thank my viewers. Now, some people watch the channel, but for whatever reason, they don't subscribe. I can see from my YouTube figures that a lot of people who watch, they don't actually subscribe, but they keep on watching. But so what I would say to you, thank you so much for that, because views are important too. Viewing time is important. But please think about subscribing. Subscribe anonymously. Doesn't cost anything. Also, I think some people think that because subscribe sounds as if you have to pay something, but you don't. Subscription is free. I am very close to 4,000 subscribers. I want to thank everybody for that. I really appreciate, because all my subscribers are genuine subscribers. I don't buy subscribers. I don't buy views. I don't buy likes. I don't do, you know, everything on my channel is 100% genuine. So yeah, so then an even more special thanks to my subscribers. So if you subscribe to my channel, that is so good. That's a free way that you can, you know, support my channel. It helps me out with the algorithm, but not only that, it feels good to me when I know that people are subscribing. Most of the things that I ask people to do, like liking and subscribing, the free things, how it helps me continue with the channel, because being on YouTube, as I'm sure you know, sometimes it's not easy, you know, because you can get a lot of trolls, you can get a lot of bad, as you get more sort of positive comments and things than bad ones, but occasionally you do. And sometimes you, especially when you're covering true crime, you think, why am I doing this? Am I right to be doing this? You know, what are my reasons behind it? It takes up a lot of time for not much remuneration. There's some remuneration, but you know, if you you think about the hours, but I don't mind that because I enjoy doing it as well. So it's like doing a job that you really enjoy, but you're being paid really crap. Well, you like doing it, so you carry on doing it anyway, even though you know you could find a better job that would pay more money. But the thing is, you like doing what you're doing. So it's the things like the contributions, for the positive contributions from people that make you realise that it is worth doing. There's been many times this year that I've thought, God, I'm just not going to do this anymore. Why am I even doing this? And then you get an email or you get a message, or someone's waiting for, you know, if you've not done a video for 3 days, you know, someone will say, are you okay? You haven't done a video for a few days, I've missed you, or whatever. All these things, honest to God, you cannot, what's the word? You can't measure those things, how important those things are. I also want to thank my lurkers. I've got lurkers out there, you know, never join in the chat maybe, but I know they watch, and every now and again maybe they might send a message, or they might join in the chat, or they might send an email, and I know they're out there. I know there's countless people out there, probably hundreds of people out there, who never comment in chat, who never sort of, you know, they lurk and they watch, and they, you know, maybe they are subscribers, maybe they do like, maybe they don't, but they're there and they watch. So I want to thank my lurkers. I want to thank especially my chatters, people who do join in the chat, because that's important as well. That's brilliant. Thank you so much for all of you that join in the chat. As long as you're respectful, of course, you know the rules of the chat. You know, some people don't seem to be able to grasp them, but anyway, there are rules in the chat. The rules are just be respectful, have your opinion, but don't attack other people, including me. Don't dox yourself or other people. Don't mention other YouTube channels by name. And you know, there's good reasons for all those rules, and you know, if people can't see that, I'm sorry, then really you do need to, you know, not watch my channel. Okay, also I want to, the special thanks that I want to give are to my members, of course. Members, they're the special chatter, the elite chatterate, as I call them. Thank you so much. I appreciate all my members. You really helped keep my channel going. I know over this Christmas period I've released some members only videos, but I don't think I've done a members only live. It's just been chaotic, as you can imagine. But from Thursday this week, I'm going to get back to normal. Thursday I'm going to do a members live, which will include both Carry On Chatting and Let's Chat members. And this month, that's what I'm going to be doing. So that's what I'm going to be doing here in January in 2025, every Thursday, a joint live of the two members groups that I have. But I have to say that from February, I will be eliminating the Let's Chat members group and only doing the Carry On Chatting every Thursday. And I hope that Let's Chat members will upgrade. I hope sincerely that you do. But if you don't, I understand, you know, that's fine. I know things are tight always. But that's what I'm going to do, because I've got in January what I've decided I'm going, you know, I had to decide where I'm going with my YouTube channel, and that's where I'm going. So every Thursday in January will be a combination of Let's Chat and Carry On Chatting members. From February, the Let's Chat will no longer exist, and it will only be Carry On Chatting, and that will be every Thursday. Of course, you can always join through the Spanish channel, Spanish and English channel. Oh, and just a reminder, tomorrow, of course, is the 1st of January, and I can give away 10 free memberships on there. And if you're a member, it doesn't matter which channel you're a member of, you can still watch the members' lives on a Thursday. So if you want a chance of getting a free membership, might be worth subscribing to the Spanish and English channel and watching it. I won't be doing it tomorrow, but I'll be doing it sometime this week, probably by the weekend, giving away the 10 free memberships on there. So I hope the members that claimed that, you know, and I try and give things back to my members. All my members were offered a gift coming up to Christmas, which not all of them claimed, but some of them claimed. And those of you who claimed your members only gift, there will be more coming out this year. I will always try and give more back to my members. My members are super important to me. What are you doing down there? Now Rocky's there. Oh, baby, what are you doing down there? So, yeah, I hope you've received your gifts. Hope you've, you know, if you've had the book, hope you're enjoying reading it, or maybe you haven't started reading it yet. At the end of the day, Christmas and New Year is a bit of a chaotic time, isn't it? I want to thank everybody who's bought me a Ko-fi. So many of you have bought me Ko-fis. Some of you have been so generous. Thank you. A lot of you have been so generous. I really appreciate that. Makes a big difference. Also, people that have bought super stickers, PayPalers. Is that a word? You PayPalers out there, people that have PayPal me. Honestly, oh my God, there's thunder and lightning going on out there. I think, you know, New Year's going to be a bit of a damp squib here, I think, because I think we've got a storm coming again. Yeah. So I want to thank you, PayPal, all of you that have supported me in any way, shape or form. Thank you. And now another special thank you that I just want to say. I have to mention it. Though I probably won't be mentioning them anymore in the new year, but maybe every now and again. Or, of course, my trolley dollies. I didn't know there was a musical called the Trolley Dollies. You know, that's what I call my trolls. You know how you love watching me. I've got all these trolls, these people that whinge about my channel. You know, even leave me messages or send me emails whinging about my channel. They're still out there watching. Hello, trolley dollies. And, you know, all I've got to say is, you know, for some of the things that they say is like, you know, the complaints that they make, what is it they'll say? Oh, I don't agree with you. Fine, don't agree with me. You know, if not agreeing with me with something, you know, you might agree with me 10 times and then I do one video I don't agree with and then you hate me all of a sudden. Whatever. Or if you think, oh, you're not as much fun as you used to be when I'm talking about dead children or, you know, people being RAPD'd or murdered. This is a crime channel. It's not only fans. It's not a dating agency. It's not a giggle channel. You know, it is a crime channel. When we have these sort of lives that we're having now, we do have fun. We often have fun. But, you know, we don't have fun when we're talking about crime, and this is a crime channel, and I'm going to bring that right back in the new year. And there will still be some politics things and some rants and stuff, but they will be reserved for members. As far as the normal channel's concerned, this is a crime channel. If you think we should be having more fun when we're talking about, you know, children that have been murdered, or women or men or anyone, well, you know, there's something wrong with you. Sorry. Well, I'm not even sorry. The other thing I want to say to you is, see this? This is the universe. Think of this as YouTube. Think of this as YouTube. I'm one of these tiny little channels right on the outskirts. You know, go and find another channel. If you don't like my channel, you don't like what I say or the way I conduct it, go and watch another one. I literally could not give an SHIT. I just don't understand why you carry on watching if you don't like it. Go and find another channel. There's millions of really good YouTube channels out there. You'll find somewhere where you can talk your shy. You're not talking it on my channel. And the thing you have to remember is, it is my channel. And it's not your channel. It's not even my channel, really. It belongs to everyone who participates in this channel. Not just you. You know, it's not for you. It's not even just for me. But then I put over the things, you know, my chatters, sometimes they'll agree with me. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes they get irritated with me. But, you know, if then they want to go and find one of these other YouTube channels, why don't they just do that? You know, honestly, that is your free choice. Why would you even carry on watching a channel that you say that you don't like? Or you don't like me, or whatever, or I've annoyed you, or blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah. You know, I've got 2 words to say to all of you, trolley dollies, and these are them. Adios, amigos. Adios. Bye. Don't bang your head on the way out. Literally, what is wrong with you? I wouldn't dream of watching a YouTube channel that I didn't like. I wouldn't dream of it. So as you can tell, I've already had a couple of vodkas, but, you know, just people wind you up, don't they? Because it's like they, you know, oh, make your own YouTube channel. Start your own YouTube channel, and then you'll always get agreed with because you'll just say what you want to say. Okay, now I'm going to say hello to everybody. Oh, Kelly, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super sticker, Kelly. So you're just getting up, aren't you? So you're going to celebrate New Year all over again. You've already done it once over there in Australia. You're going to celebrate it another twice tonight. Kiara, Happy New Year. You were first. Ooh. Hi, Laurie. Hi, Yvonne. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed your Christmas day. Hi, David. Oh, Kelly. Yeah. God, it's quite nice, actually, that we can wish each other Happy New Year so many times. Yeah, have you been taxi drive? I've not had to taxi drive today. I do tomorrow. So I'm making the most of tonight. New Year's Eve, no taxi driving for me. Hi, Lorna. Hi, Darren. Thank you, Laurie. That's very kind. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Lorna. Hi, Lady Dog Lover. Hi, Jean. I always go dizzy when I'm scrolling down the chat. Oh, hi, Tina. Yeah, David, you're right. Yeah, my trolleys. I don't know what my trolleys look like, but I don't care really. But anyway. God, yeah, it's bad weather, isn't it? Everywhere. It's bad, even here in Spain. So Yvonne's got high winds on the Norfolk coast. They've cancelled the New Year things, haven't they, in Edinburgh, in Scotland. Hi, Heather. Heather, they've not beamed you up yet. I know you're always hopeful that you might get beamed up. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Bertan. Hi, Maria. Tia Maria. Do Did you know that Tia Maria, it always sounds so exotic, but it actually just means in Spanish, Auntie Mary. So you've got Tia Maria, which means Auntie Mary, and you've got Tio Pepe, which means Uncle Joe. It's not so exotic, is it, if you say it in English? Tia Maria, Auntie Mary, Tio Pepe, Uncle Joe. It's not quite as exotic sounding. Hey, Maria. Oh, gosh. Oh, there's a lot of... Go, Darren's got wind. I'm not sure what sort of wind you've got, Darren, but I hope you're okay. Oh, Yvonne, you tripped over your dog on Christmas night and hit the pavement. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. Hit the pavement, black eye and thick lip, emergency dentist today, and I fractured my front tooth. Oh, my God, Yvonne. Bloody animals. What? He's right. They do. I was watching YouTube videos about that, about dogs, you know, they're tripping up their owners. Oh, I've been on the floor so many times when we've been at the campo. They give you a dead leg or they pull you over, or like, because I've got the two dogs sometimes on one lead and they come running up and take the legs away from you. Oh my God, I've fallen over so many times with the dogs, you know, just like, good job we love them, isn't it? Good job we love dogs. Okay, right, what have I got to say next? Where's my list? Yeah, so I've thanked everybody. That's the important thing. So let's have a look. First of all, we're just going to, let me just take that off. We'll have a look at Sky News, what's going on at the moment. Who's celebrating New Year? Oh, Riley. Right, look, he's here again. You just don't. Oh, yes, everybody loves you. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows. You're going to say hello. Of course, they're all anxious because, and I know the bangers have gone all quiet. Maybe that's because of the thunder and lightning. Oh, that was... Get down. So I've got all my candles lit already. I bought this new candle. These are cemetery candles. I know it doesn't sound very nice, but they've got little crosses in them and things. There's a little top on it. So I've got one of them, but I've got loads of candles at the moment all around the house. So yeah, just so I should say little prayer, because there's a lot of people, as we know. Now, we're not really going to talk true crime tonight, although some of the twonks of the year, when we go through the twonks of the year, obviously a lot of that is, you know, dictated by sort of cases that we've looked at this year. Oh my God, I was like, you spoiled for choice this year for twonks of the year. Now, of course, some of you sent in your suggestions, so I've included them. I think I might have put in one suggestion, which anyway, I'll tell you about that when we come to it. But most of these suggestions, don't forget, they're from chatters. They're not my, you know, the twonk of the year is from you, what people have actually written into me and said, I think such and such should be twonk of the year for whatever reason. So that's important to remember that. Don't shoot the messenger, as always. You know, maybe there'll be some people I'll talk about and you might think, oh, I think they're really nice or whatever. Well, fine. But this is not me. This is what people have suggested as twonk of the year. And I am going to go through them all. And I am the one who has chosen the top twonk of the year. We've got 10 that we're going to look at. I have chosen the actual twonk of the year. That is my decision from all the sort of nominations that were sent in. Oh, Burton, have you got a parrot? Sorry, I was just looking at... I didn't know you had a parrot. Oh, so she won't like all the... all the bangs and the fireworks, you know, sooner or later they've got to come out with some fireworks that don't make a noise. I just can't believe they haven't done it already, to be honest, because, you know, what was it? We're supposed to be able to go to the moon and this, that, and the other, and we can't we can't come up with noiseless fireworks. Whatever. Anyway, so we're going to have a look at. Well, I was waiting for Sky News. Oh, it's the time, yeah. So we just got to wait for Sky News to get back on with it. Now let me just turn the sound down. I'm hoping that the headlines on Sky News will be sort of fireworks displays that have already happened. So like Australia's already celebrated, Dubai, various places that I've been watching over the evening. And, you know, it is fabulous to watch fireworks. There's no doubt about it. They're beautiful to watch. They're just so traumatic, aren't they, for animals? But, you know, and of course, as time goes on, we're getting more aware of that. Whereas I don't think we ever used to really care, did we? Maria, are you going? Well, Happy New Year, Maria. Don't forget, Maria, you suggested Pedro Sanchez. He's one of the Twonks of the year. But I haven't used it, but I am going to talk about him. Hi, Tina. Yeah, Edinburgh cancelled over the weather. But anyway, let's see what Sky News have got to say.
It's 10 o'clock. This is Sky News at 10. Our top story. The New Year's Eve fireworks display in London will go ahead in 2 hours' time, despite severe weather warnings affecting much of the UK.
And this city is promising the biggest and best fireworks they've ever seen. The weather is fine, the crowds are here, the countdown is on.
Cities around the world have been marking the beginning of 2025, with Sydney among the first to celebrate the new year. Bad weather has impacted New Year celebrations in other parts of the UK, with heavy rain and strong winds leading to widespread disruption. Also tonight, people are urged to drink in moderation during New Year's Eve celebrations to ease pressure on stretched ambulance crews. The UN says Israel's deliberate destruction of healthcare facilities in Gaza could amount to a war crime. Plus, tributes to the veteran broadcaster Johnny Walker, who's died at the age of 79. And we'll take a first look at tomorrow's front pages in our press preview from 10:30. A very good evening. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, now, of course, Jimmy Carter died yesterday, the ex-American president. Was it yesterday? I think he died. I mean, he was very, wasn't he 99 or something? Gosh, I need to check that out because I could be talking rubbish there. So Jimmy Carter died, unfortunately. But, you know, he's had a long life and he's had a good, yeah, he was nearly 100. On December, you know, he was 100. He was 100, was he? Oh my God. So, you know, you can't ask for much more than that, can you? To live to be 100, to have the effect on society that he did, is pretty incredible, isn't it? So it's a shame, obviously, that he's died, but he had a good life. That's a life well lived, and not many people are lucky enough to have that. Like, so he was born on the 1st of October in 1924. So he was 100 years old. Goodness me. You know, not many people are lucky enough, not only to have a life that's so long, but you know, a life of that's so valuable, if you like, or so useful, a life of service like that. So Jimmy Carter died, and then what they were just talking about on there, is
us. Tonight's New Year's Eve fireworks display in London will go ahead on the banks of the Thames, despite other events around the country being cancelled because of heavy rain and strong winds. There's already been a spectacular start to the new year across the world, with stunning firework displays in Sydney, Hong Kong and Dubai to see in 2025. Well, London Mayor Sadiq Khan confirmed this evening that Europe's largest fireworks display would go ahead in the capital, despite the severe weather warnings that remain in place for much of the country. More than 100,000 people are expected to attend, with crowds already gathering on the embankment. There for us is our national correspondent, Tom Parminter. So, Tom, it's all systems go.
Yeah, there was a lot of concern given what had happened in Edinburgh with the cancellation of the world-renowned Hogmanay celebrations because of the high winds, other disruption to other events in different parts of the UK. But here in the capital tonight, the weather is pretty good.
Now, something I didn't realise is those fireworks celebrations in London, they've only been happening for 25 years. Now, I know 25 years is a long time. Not if you're as old as me. It's not actually, you know, not that long. But when I thought it seems like quite a short time, that really. So, yeah, the fireworks celebrations in London have been going on for 25 years. And now they've become like an iconic thing, like the Australian ones in Sydney, or in Spain in the Puerta del Sol, or all the different places over the world, you know, that we have famous firework displays. This is what happens every New Year's Eve now, isn't it? It starts off in Australia, and then the news covers all the firework displays over the world. And I didn't realise it had only been 25 years. But yeah, of course, the other thing that happened today, actually, I think, Johnny Walker, who's a BBC Radio 2 DJ, dies at the age of 79. So not quite as old as, let's have a look at him. He's like one of these, the Partridge sort of DJs, let me just share this. Johnny Walker. Now, he's before even my time, but he's been described as a broadcasting legend, and he died on Tuesday, 2 months after calling time on his 58-year radio career because of ill health. And presenter Bob Harris, isn't he the one from the Grey Whistle Test? He took over BBC Two's Radio Sounds of the 70s show after his retirement. So, yeah, that's sad as well. Somebody who had a good impact on the world, in the sense of there's a lot of people, you know, I personally didn't listen to him. As I say, he's after even my time, even though, you know, I am old. But, you know, a lot of people got pleasure from Johnny Walker. The thing is, all you can do in life, really, at the end of the day, we're all born and we all die. But if you can, it doesn't matter how long or short your life is, if you can try and leave some positive impact on the world, you know, you don't have to do what Jimmy Carter did, or even what Johnny Walker did, or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you have to do something fantastic. You just have to leave a positive impact on the world, one way or another, even if it's just, you know, the children you bring up, or, you know, the people that you come into contact with, and you leave positive impact on them. And we all have our good and bad days, you know. Sometimes I think I'm quite a nice person and I do nice things. Other times I'm not so nice because I'm a human being, you know. Sometimes I get tired or I get annoyed with people. I'll never forget. It wasn't that long ago, a couple of years ago, I saw it was New Year. Was one of those Christmas and New Year times for me that were terrible for various reasons. And I woke up on New Year's Day and I thought, no, you know, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be nice to people. I'm not going to be horrible to anybody. I'm not going to get annoyed with anybody. I'm not going to, you know, because sometimes when you're going through a bad time, it's difficult to, what's the word? It's difficult to tolerate stupid people, isn't it? And I sort of woke up thinking, no, I'm going to be nice to everyone, even people who don't deserve it. I took my dogs for a walk and got into an argument with somebody else who was taking their dogs for a walk. And I just like, when I got home, I just thought that was a total failure. That was this is why I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore. I made the New Year's resolution, you know, to be nice even to people who didn't deserve it. And I failed miserably on New Year's Day when I took the dogs out. And I got home and I just thought, oh, for God's sake, Vic, you've just failed completely there. You know, those, they were horrible. I mean, they were horrible people. But, you know, my New Year's resolution was to rise above horrible people and not, you know, not get dragged into that. And anyway, it didn't work. It just totally triggered me the wrong way. And, I mean, I didn't do anything terrible. I just sort of said some not very nice things to them. But they were saying not very nice things to me, first of all. So, you know, they deserved it, really. But I shouldn't have done it. I should have turned the other cheek. And I, you know, because it's important not to lower yourself to other people's level. But, you know, sometimes it's difficult, isn't it? Because people do things or say things and you think, no, I'm not rising to it. And then you just can't help yourself. Anyway, that's always my New Year's resolution. Don't let people wind you up, because they're just not worth the effort of you. Life's short. My life's this, what I'm saying about the trolley dollies and everything. My life's too short to spend, you know, sometimes I've realised a long time ago when I actually engaged with them sometimes. And I sort of sit there and I think I've just wasted half an hour of my life arguing with someone who will never come round to my point of view. What's the point? You know, what's the point? So then that might be just one half an hour, but if you add it up with all the other half an hours, maybe you spend arguing with twonks, it's just like you could waste a day of your life. Imagine wasting a day of your life arguing with someone who's trying to tell you they don't like your YouTube channel. And it's just like, well, don't watch it. That's really, you don't even have to say that. So I'm not even going to say it now. I'm having zero tolerance for trolley dollies in the new year. I've given quite a few people a second chance as well. That won't be happening anymore either. But anyway, so going back to Johnny Walker, at least he's left a positive impact. There'll be people that will miss him. People, not in his personal life, not only in his personal life, people that have listened to his program for years. He's given them a positive impact on their lives, is giving some pleasure to people. What more can you do than that, really? Leave a positive impact. That's what your mission in life is. Leave some sort of a positive impact, not a negative impact. And it's difficult sometimes because we're all human. We all get angry with each other or get annoyed about things. But really, what we've got to do is just make a positive impact. Heather's great. See, that's it, Heather. That's a man cue. Just go forth and multiply. Yeah, go forth and multiply, isn't it? Maria. Yeah, red underwear. I can't show my pants, but I will. I have got a burgundy bra on. It's actually not red. Oh, Laurie, your granny was 101 years old. Now, you know what, Laurie? That's a special achievement in Scotland, because Scotland's got a really low life expectancy, hasn't it, for whatever reason? Certainly amongst men, hasn't it? I remember, I've got quite a lot of Scottish friends, and, them telling me that it's like, middle age is a good life expectancy in Scotland. Why is that? I wonder? Do you think it's the weather? Go forth and multiply. That's what we should say to these people. Oh, so actually, I think what I'm just going to do before we come up to New Year, I'm going to show you the video that I made of the Vocabulario de Año Nuevo. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the vocabulary of New Year in Spain. So I'm going to show you some of the and talk about some of the traditions in Spain. I think it started raining again here because I'm sure I can hear rain. I feel like I can hear rain, and there are bangers going off, but not as many as there would normally be. Oh, right, let's have a look at this video telling you what people do in Spain at New Year. Now, I'm going to do the Twonk of the Year in between the Spanish New Year and the British New Year, just to let you know if you're waiting for that.
Hello, it's me, Vicky, again.
Hello, hola.
For all
Yeah, sorry, you do have to put with my singing here. I'm not playing any more music now. I've decided I got copyrighted so much for that Christmas Eve live, which was fun. I loved every minute of it. But do you know what? In the end, I just took the video down because I was trying to delete the copyright stuff off it. There was so much of it. It was taking forever. I just thought, just delete the whole video. So I don't want to have to do that again. So I'm not playing any songs. Sorry. Oh, tartan is red, isn't it? Yeah, tartan is brilliant, David.
My dear, for all Lang Syne, we'll take a cup of kindness, dear, for the sake of all Lang Syne.
New Year vocabulary. Vocabulario del Año Nuevo.
For all Lang Syne, my dear, for all
Don't turn off, don't turn off.
Lang Syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for the sake of all Lang Syne.
What are your New Year's resolutions?
What are
¿Qué
your-
son
let me
tus
know.
resoluciones del Año Nuevo?
What are your New Year's
Let me know in
resolutions?
comments. Déjame saber en comentarios. I'm not sure what time the quiz is.
For all Lang
Ni idea.
Syne, my
Won't
dear,
be.
for all
Probably have to-
Lang Syne.
It'll probably
You
be just-
sing.
You sing. So, New Year. El Año Nuevo. New Year. El Año Nuevo. New Year's Eve, la noche vieja. So that literally means old night or night old, noche vieja. So New Year's Eve, la noche vieja. See, they're so much better when they're quiet, aren't they? Like these fireworks here on this video, just quiet, so much better. Champagne. Champagne. El champán. El champán. Now, it's very important because you have to drink Cava, Spanish champagne, on New Year's Eve, or sometimes you can drink sidra or cider, A lot of the young people drink cider. But the best thing is champagne, el champán, but Spanish champagne. Cava, Freixenet is probably the most popular.
Here you go. It's not
Another
Freixenet.
very important thing are the grapes on New Year's Eve.
God, they nearly got
Las
me grapes.
uvas.
They nearly fell off
So
the table.
you need 12 grapes.
12 little grapes.
Preferably with no seeds.
No seeds.
Because you should eat one grape along with your cava, drinking your cava. You should eat one grape for every toll of the bell. The 12, for the 12 o'clock peals of the bell on New Year's Eve, you should eat one grape. And these grapes will bring you good luck for the new year, supposedly. Now, it's very important then to make sure you pick 12 very small grapes with no seeds in them, so you can manage to get them eaten while the bell's tolling, and wash them down with your cava.
Have you seen how small that grape is?
And then, are you ready to sing? This is obviously what we do for traditional British New Year. For all I'm
Sorry. How many times do I sing this?
Dee, 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 for the sake of all lang syne. Sorry to inflict my voice on you, but otherwise I'd get copyright issues. So to toast is brindar.
Brindar.
And that's what you would do with your cava, with your champagne. So the clock itself is el reloj.
El reloj.
El reloj. And in Spain, in Britain, we revelers go to Trafalgar Square, don't they? That's the famous place in Britain. In London, here in Spain, they go to Madrid. The famous clock there is the La Puerta del Sol, which is like the equivalent of Big Ben. And it's in the Plaza Mayor in Madrid, which is in the dead centre of Spain. And that's where revelers go and watch the clock, the countdown of the clock, drink their champagne, eat their grapes. Many cities that you go to celebrate New Year in Spain, the council, the town hall, Ayuntamiento, will provide the grapes and the cava. Well, they used to anyway. Of course, cost of living crisis might have affected.
Cost of living crisis has affected everything, hasn't it? But yeah, the town hall used to give you alcohol for the street parties.
And of course, there will be a lot of fireworks, los fuegos artificiales, which I did used to enjoy. They are still beautiful to watch, but having 3 dogs who get very stressed, I think it's about time they got these noiseless fireworks sorted out. It's very traumatic for animals. Not only animals, traumatic for a lot of people. If you're not well or something, it's not good, all the noise. But anyway, fireworks do look good and people seem to enjoy watching them. So that's what fireworks are. Los fuegos artificiales.
What is that? Is it finished? Oh no.
And just in case you're wondering, countdown in Spanish is la cuenta atrás. So the countdown that comes up, before 12 o'clock, before midnight, in Spanish is la cuenta atrás. Now, something very important to remember on New Year's Eve, if you're in Spain, if you want to celebrate the Spanish way, Get your red underwear in. It is good luck to wear red underwear on New Year's Eve, or it's thought to be good luck. So it's la ropa interior roca. And you will see it, you know, you're probably wondering when you're going around the supermarkets and things, you know, the underwear sections in the clothes, why are they all red? That's why, because people like to wear red underwear for good luck on New Year's Eve. So red underwear, la ropa interior roca. So happy 2025. And I hope it brings all good things for all of you, everything you want. So feliz año nuevo. Espero que el año 2025, increíble, te traiga todas las cosas que quieras. Y los most importantes, the most important things, of course, is salud, dinero, amistad, todas esas cosas. Dinero es el menos importante, ayuda, pero no es tan importante como la salud, la felicidad, y la paz. So, although money is important and it helps, doesn't it, with everything, but the most important things are your health, happiness, friendship, and peace. One more time. For all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness now for the sake of old lang syne. Happy New Year. There you go. You got to hear me singing chorus. Thank you for all your help and support. And I'll see you next year. Bye. Gracias por todo. Y te veo próximo año. Y hasta entonces que tu Dios vaya contigo. And until then, may your God go with you. Bye. There you go. You got the pleasure of hearing me sing in chorus with myself. Oh, let me turn that off. Oh. Yeah, got the pleasure of hearing me sing with myself there. So sorry about that. Oh, Fluffy. So you've got an original Babycham glass. Oh God, you know, me and my friends when we were young and we were going out, they used to call us the Babycham Brigade, because whenever we left the bar, the pub that we used to go to, there'd be a load of Babycham bottles on the table, you know, because that was 25p then for a Babycham. I bet it's a lot more than that now. I don't think you can even get Babycham in Spain. I can't remember the last time I had a Babycham, but yeah, so it was 25p for a Babycham in those days, long time ago. And yeah, you used to get it in the proper Babycham glass. And whenever me and my friends left the bar, there'd be a big pile of Babycham bottles there. Heather, I think I communicate with aliens every day sometimes. I think, God, you know, you start looking around and you think, God, you know, especially on the news and things like that, I'm starting to get a bit David Icke, because, you know, when you watch the news and you watch the people that are telling the news and stuff, the mainstream media, I think they are all aliens. I think I'm going over to the dark side in that way. I think I'm starting to agree with David Icke. Oh, Kelly, I hope that dog's okay. Look, you're getting worried about it. Haven't you got a Facebook group? Haven't you got a Facebook group? you know, in your sort of area. Because like when I found that rabbit and I put it on the local Facebook, and, you know, it was, someone saw it like within an hour. The owners had come and picked it up because they'd seen it on the Facebook group. So, you know, would you, you know, wouldn't you be able to sort of ask about it on that? Oh, you've posted on that. Okay. Listen, you did the best you could. You tried to get it. You can't do any more than that. I know exactly what you mean. Sometimes I have to go eyes front because you can, there's always some bloody animal that could do with rescuing, isn't it? And, you know, you want to rescue all of them, but you can't. There's a limit to what you can do. And you tried your best. And if it wasn't by the side of the road, it may well have been found, and it probably had a chip, and it could well be at home now as we're speaking, just lying in its basket. Oh, I know it will have run and run, but, you know, it should have been in a, you know, its owners. Like, you shouldn't leave your dogs out at New Year, you know, or when there's any bangers or whatever. You've got to have them inside. My dogs at the moment, because the big dog is upstairs with number one sons. She's all right when she's with him. My dogs are, I think they're asleep somewhere. I don't know where they are. They've gone off to lie down now. They're okay. So they're okay at the moment. Mind you, there's not many bangers going off at the moment. So we've not got long to go now. We've only got 30 minutes. Are you going out now?
Yeah.
Okay, so my son's going out. Oh. Okay, so what was I going to do before the actual... So we've got 30 minutes before... It's all going on. So, David, is that how you used to try and pick up a girl, but buy her a brandy and baby sham? Another brandy and baby sham. So my son's going, what? Because baby sham, nobody drinks baby sham anymore, but it was a popular drink, wasn't it? In the 50s. Ha ha ha. Yeah, in the 50s, it was a popular drink. No, in the 70s and 80s. 80s, really. No, it was prohibition. It was prohibition. He says, I didn't know you guys had alcohol back then. Oh, he's so cheeky. But anyway, yeah. Well, another one was Cherry B. Cherry B was another drink, wasn't it? That was 25p. You could go out. It was 25p. Oh, all right. You could go out and for £1 you would have 4 cherry bees. 4 cherry. So you could go out on a fiver because 4 cherry bees was £1. And then it was £1 to get in the club or whatever. And then it was the rest of it was for a taxi home. Yeah, he's cheeky, David. I know. Back in the day in the 50s, when we used to drink baby sham, or when it was prohibition. Heather, Cherry B did make you throw up. It did, yeah. I remember once being so sick in the bath. So I got home. And I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital because I thought I was throwing up blood. But of course it was just Cherry B. Cherry B was really, really strong. Hi, BF. Yeah, well, it was. You must be younger than me, Fluffy. It was 25p. No, not 20p, 25. 25p. Baby sham was 25p as well, because I can remember that you could get 4 drinks for £1. You know, if you had a fiver to go out with, you were fine, even for your taxi home. Now, Pernod, I had a bad experience with Pernod. Thing is, when you have a bad experience with drinks, it stays with you, doesn't it? Yeah. I was so ill the next day once on Pernod. I had to go to work in Lewis's, when I worked in Lewis's, Heather knows Lewis's, and I know the woman that I was working with in the food hall in Lewis's, she was saying, "Can you smell aniseed?" I can smell aniseed, and I'm like, "No, I don't know what it is." Anyway, it's because I'd been ill on Pernod, been sick on Pernod. I couldn't drink Pernod. I still can't drink Pernod. I couldn't drink Pernod. Sometimes in Spain we have anise, which is just like Pernod, really, but a Spanish version of it. And I have occasionally drank that, but so very occasionally, because the smell just knocks me sick. There you go, David. It was 32p a pint, so you can imagine that it was 25p for a cherry pea. Yeah, that's why we don't drink Pernod now, isn't it? I've got some vodka here at the moment. I'm drinking vodka. I'm going to open the bottle of Cava in a minute because we're coming up. It's only 25 minutes to go now till New Year. So I'm going to put Sky News on for a minute while I find out where we can watch the Spanish New Year coming in.
Remotely detonated across Lebanon and in Syria.
These are some of the last pictures of Ismail Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas's political operations.
The assassination of its figurehead, Hassan Nasrallah.
Yahya Sinwar was Israel's most wanted man. In a final attempt to survive, he throws a plank of wood at the Israeli military drone. It misses and he was killed moments later. Israel's invasion of Gaza continues.
This is the aftermath of flash floods that swept across southeast Spain.
Take a look at what happened.
Oh, they're going through the news of the year, aren't they? So, of course, this was this.
Biden has an.
No one nominated Donald Trump or Biden or anyone political except for Pedro Sanchez. I don't know what he's done wrong to anyone, but nobody nominated any of the others for Twonk of the Year.
Announced that he will not be contesting the next election.
They're the viral videos Kamala Harris hopes will help her to the White House.
What are you looking for?
An historic step for Elon Musk's SpaceX ambition for sustainable space exploration.
An unthinkable day for those who knew and loved Liam Payne.
The hunt for America's most wanted ended in Shackle.
Best way to bring folks together is to
5.5 years after Notre Dame burned, a victorious resurrection.
People have come here to celebrate the fall of Bashar al-Assad. So, time for the press preview. It's our first look at what is on the front pages. And over the next half an hour or so, we will check out those headlines with the political journalist and broadcaster Theo Usherwood and the Guardian columnist Zoe Williams. So let's take a look at what is on the front pages. The first front pages, of course, of 2025. Well, Express laments the 1.2% rise in the energy price cap from New Year's Day, which the paper says will leave people stripped of their winter fuel payment, £500 worth off. That story also the front page lead in the Daily Mail. The headline, so much for cutting on energy bills. The Mirror's been speaking exclusively to the Prime Minister, who promises to make 2025 special by honouring the sacrifices of World War II and building a Britain that those who gave their lives would be proud of. But according to tomorrow's Times, a new YouGov poll puts Labour behind the opposition on several issues, including their handling of the economy. Here's the Telegraph reporting that as VAT on private school fees comes into force in the morning, many will be also raising their fees by an average of 14%, which is more than the government predicted when it applied the VAT. The Guardian reports on an alarming rise in private dental costs. Apparently avoiding the NHS and having a tooth removed can now cost you more than £430. The Eye carries calls to ban engineered stone, a building material used in many modern kitchen worktops, which is believed to have polluted the lungs of many people. And finally, the boom-voiced actor Brian Blessed is on the front of the Star, explaining the strange story of why he had to punch a polar bear to save its life.
Right. So I found this, which hopefully is New Year's Eve celebrations across the world live. Hi, Craig. So the dog upstairs is now barking because my son's gone out now for his New Year. It's all chaos in this house always. Right, the music's annoying, isn't it, on there? So I've turned the music down. Oh. Right, I've got a... Yeah, you might be right, David, but there isn't a TV in his room, actually. There's a computer. He should leave some music on for it. That would be a good idea, actually. Anyway, she's gone quiet now. She'll be all right until the bangers start. When the bangers start and the fireworks start going off. Unfortunately, we can't all be together, you know, because she doesn't like my dog, so there'd be a bloodbath if I let her down. Can't let her down. She's got to be up there. It's her turn to be up there. But you know, after New Year, maybe about 1 o'clock, I probably, after I finish this live, I will let her down. But actually, it's quite nice with the music down and the sound down, isn't it? Watching those fireworks is lovely. Right, now I'm gonna go for a quick bathroom break. We've got, I think, about 15 minutes before Spanish New Year. I'm going to open my bottle of Cava in a minute and get ready. I'll do that on the street. I'll put the camera on for that. Oh, here we go. These bangers, I can hear it. Oh. Yeah, they're all getting anxious. My dogs will, like Riley's plastered to my leg now. Rocky, my little Rocky, he will go underneath some chair somewhere or something. Yeah, Rocky, you're going under there. He'll try and find somewhere where he can hide underneath. It's awful, isn't it, for the animals? It's a shame. Anyway, I hope number one son has gone out now. Hope he's going to enjoy his night out. They've got a barracas, like a discotheque on in the village. They do lay on a lot of stuff here in the village. I've got to say, you know, they had a discotheque on for Christmas. They've got one on for New Year. So they don't have to actually even, you know, they don't have to go out of the village. They don't have to drive. They can go and enjoy themselves, watch the fireworks and everything. You know, locally, it's great. I can hear all the neighbours outside there all congregating. Right, so I'm going to go and have a quick bathroom break, come back, and then you can laugh at me opening the bottle of Cava. Come on, Riley, move. Move. Hey, Mello. Lorna, you need to have something to soak up your wine. You've got a long way to go, yeah. You've got a long way to go. Because we're going to do Spanish New Year in a minute. And then we're going to do British New Year. And we've got the quiz and the Twonk of the Year to come. I'm just trying to figure out a way to... That's it. Oh, I like Heroes, Mellow. We've got no chocolate left here anymore. It's all gone. It's all gone. All the chocolate's gone. Right, so what I'm going to do now while we're waiting, because I've got it ready on 13 minutes to go before Spanish New Year. We'll watch this Europe countdown. Though I think they copyrighted me last year for this. But anyway, we'll watch it. And I can always trim it out later if they copyright me. I do. How can they copyright a countdown? I'm more of a savoury girl as well. I must admit, I'd rather have crisps. Oh, I just remembered, I've actually got ice cream in the fridge. I've got ice cream in the fridge. I ordered some ice cream for some unknown reason because it's really too cold for ice cream. But I've got some... Riley's like investigating the Cava. So now I'm an expert at opening Cava. I've become an expert over years. So... here we go. I'm going to open it now so that I've got a glass ready for when the new year comes in. I say I'm an expert. Hey, cheers. Happy New Year. But it's not quite here yet. So I'm going to pour myself a glass. If you've got Cava or you've got anything fizzy, now's the time to get it ready because we've got 11 minutes 33 seconds to New Year in Spain. Cheers. I do like a bit of Cava. I've got to say, I think if you know, if I was ever told, right, you can only ever have one alcoholic drink ever again, it would be Cava for me. I love Cava, I do. It's just, you know, it makes you feel happy. And it doesn't give you a hangover. Well, depends how many bottles you have, of course. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutos. 10 minutos. Craig, Prosecco. Yeah, Prosecco is nice, isn't it? I prefer Cava, but do you know, I prefer Cava to everything that, you know, you can go and buy a bottle of champagne, whatever. I always prefer Cava, and it's not because it is cheap, but it's not because it's cheap. I just love it. And this is my favourite one. It's semi-secco. I like semi-secco. I don't like brut because it gives you heartburn. I like semi-secco, and it's about €3 for a bottle. Well, then my dogs like the cork. They like to go for the cork. A cheap Bucks Fizz. Oh, I don't know about spumante. It's a bit too sweet, that, for me. But anyway, cheers. Not long to go. 9 minutes, 41 seconds to Spanish New Year. Then we'll be having our Twonk of the Year competition. Oh, dear me. It's not, you see, you'll be if you, depending on where you are, of course, some, you know, I have chatters all over the place. So some of you might be in America, some of you will be in Australia, some of you will be in Britain, some of you will be in Spain. So all these New Year, so I had a whiskey with Kelly for the New Year that we celebrated earlier in Australia. Of course, it's got to be Cava for the Spanish one, but hopefully I'll still have some Cava left by the time the British New Year comes up, but maybe I'll have drank it all by then. Nice. Normally I put some grapes actually in the Cava or strawberries, because fruit, when it's been soaked in alcohol, is so nice. Pineapple, something. I like champagne. Well, I like Cava with anything, but I don't really like room temperature. Well, it depends how cold it is. It's all right at the moment because it's bloody freezing. It's only 10 degrees, but I wouldn't like it to be room temperature in the summer when it's 40 degrees. Come on. 8 minutes to go. 8 minutes to go. Do you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain? So because I can't, I'm not playing any copyright songs, so you're going to have to sing. So what was that? That pina colada song, I love that. If you like pina, what the hell? Who sang that song? If you like pina colada, getting caught in the rain. I have to sing my way through it before, but I can't think of it. Riley, I know it's, oh, poor Riley. I know. You're going to be scared in a minute because there's going to be a lot of fireworks going off. A lot. A lot. Oh, Riley. Oh. Hello.
I completely misread the text. 12:30 you go now.
Oh no. So do you want some grapes?
No, I'm not grapes tomorrow. Thanks, Steph. Peace out.
Hi, Ninja. Oh. Yeah, Ninja, you'll have already done New Year. And if you stay on here long enough, you'll be doing the British New Year as well. We'll have 3 New Years. 5 minutes, 56 seconds, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49. No, I won't do that all the way, don't worry. Oh, I know, Ninshi, it's awful, isn't it? Hi, Jean. Jean Hill, hi. It is, we're all saying that. You know what? It's awful, isn't it? Once you get animals, it's supposed to be kids tie you down. It's bloody dogs tie you down because they get so scared of fireworks. You know, when I think about years ago, you never even thought about it, did you? About fire, you know, you just wouldn't have even thought about it. And I was trying to think back when I had my little poodle. Don't remember him being scared of fireworks, but I just don't remember. Maybe he was, I don't know. But these dogs now, but there's so many fireworks go off in Spain all the time. Now, this is the thing about the John George case. You know, they think that he was shot during the fiestas just before Christmas. And all of you regular chatters, you know that the bangers that go off, well, sometimes I'm on live and you think, you know, they're not even big celebrations. It might just be a football match or something like that. Hi, Wesley. Oh, it's lovely to see you all here to it. Oh, so only 4 minutes. Right. So I've got to get now my grapes ready. So I've got my tiny grapes. I mean, Claire, I don't know if you're still on here or if you're on here, but these are Doll's House grapes. I've picked the smallest grapes because I've got to eat one for every toll of the bell. In fact, will I get the toll of the bell on there? I'll probably hear it outside anyway. There's a live cam. It's not coming on. Anyway, only 3 minutes to go. There we go. Wow. Right, we're not far off now. So this is the Puerta del Sol in Madrid. It does look fabulous, doesn't it? Cheers. This is Madrid, Tina. Yeah, we're in Madrid. Oh. They're already going off here in my village. They're getting ahead of themselves. Come on. I would hate to be there in all those people, but it's nice to watch. Come on, where's the bongs? I'm getting ready with my first grape. One. Oh, what? What? What happened? Anyway. It probably broke down. Yeah. I think the website just broke. Anyway, I've eaten my grapes. Let's see if we can find it anywhere else. Oh, how disappointing. Feliz Año Nuevo. Ninchi, on my other channel, on the Spanish and English channel, there's a video about celebrating New Year. But it's Feliz Año Nuevo. Feliz Año Nuevo. I don't know why the webcam just went off there, which is really annoying. Why did it go off? Do you know what? I think it might have got overloaded with people watching it. Can't get it back on now. Anyway, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thanks for being here with me to celebrate the Spanish New Year. Cheers. Hope 2025. God, you know, when you say those words, 2025, it's like, you just can't believe it, can you? I mean, it sounds like, I don't know, you just can't believe you're in 2025, can you? Not when you were born in 1962. Still, every year that you're still here is a bonus. Cheers to all of you. Okay, now, yeah, best wishes to everyone. Hope you have a fabulous year. Hope we have a fabulous year, all of us as a community. And just thank you to everybody. Yeah, love and peace. That's what we need. Love and peace. We need money as well, but money. Oh, here we go. Can you hear it? The gunshots are going off. my God. Right, I'll be competing with that now. Feliz Año! Everyone's outside in the street shouting Feliz Año. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Ralmo on steroids. Oh, gosh, let's go back. Let's just see if Sky News is showing the Puerto del Sol. Probably not. Sky News. Like Spain gets forgotten, I think. Ooh. It's back. It's back. Hang on. Come back. God, you wouldn't want to be in the middle of all those people, would you? Oh my God. Feliz Año. But you know, do you see what I mean? That could be gunshots, couldn't it? I don't know. I'll tell you, I always felt one day I'll be sat here. Oh, we had a car on fire tonight in this village, apparently. Anyway, I'm not going into that because... Hey, Lorna, the dogs are okay because my dogs are down here with me. They're right at my knee. But and then the big dog, the German Shepherd, she's upstairs with my son, so they're okay. Yeah, Jean, we'll be here to watch that. When it calms down a bit here, we're going to do the Twonk of the year, and then we'll have probably finished that, and then we'll celebrate the British New Year. Oh my God! So loud. I don't think it's necessary. Brindis. Remember the video that we watched earlier? This is Brindis para Año Nuevo. Feliz Año Nuevo. I mean, you couldn't move if you were in that square, could you? You really couldn't move. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the sound down on that and leave it going. Ooh, hang on. If I can turn the sound down on it. I can't turn the sound down on what's happening outside, that's for sure. Right, I'm just going to leave that on in the background, and if you can hear me, oh, now if you can hear me, we're going to start on the Twonk of the Year competition. I'm going to leave that on in the background at the Puerto del Sol, and we're going to start on the Twonk of the Year thing. Oh. in between fireworks going on outside. Oh my God. Anyway, let's get going. So where's my list? Where's my list? So number 10, Twonk of the Year, is our own Prime Minister, who was I won't be able to talk through this. Are they really going for it out there? Oh my God. It's getting worse, not better. So anybody who's God, I can't even talk over this. Oh my God. Honestly, you know, don't forget I live in a tiny little village. If you think that's noisy, imagine what it's like in Madrid. Oh, Riley's crying. Oh, don't cry, baby. It's okay. You know, this is the tiniest little village you can imagine. There's probably only 2,000 people live here. And they bloody hell. They've really pushed the boat out this year. So this is the firework display from the town hall. We live in a village where there's probably 2,000 people live in this village, maybe 3,000 at a push. You know, so imagine what it's like in bigger places. It's incredible. But unfortunately, there'll be a lot of animals out there that will be terrified, which is very sad. Oh, like Riley's plastered to my leg. He's okay because he's next to me. So he's like literally stuck to my leg. Now, I wonder if I can start with Twonk of the Year now, or is it going to go all crazy again? It went quiet and then it went crazy. Is it going to go crazy again? Maybe. Okay, so I'm trying to start Twonk of the Year. So the first Twonk of the Year that was suggested by Maria, who has gone to bed because she's over the other side of the world. But her nomination was our president, Pedro Sanchez. Now, I don't know why, because Maria doesn't live in Spain, but I think she's heard probably a lot about him. He's not popular with everyone. I quite like him. I presume the reason he's been nominated, I'm not sure what the reason is, but of course a lot of Spanish people don't like him. It's like any politician. You'll get a prime minister, a president, or whoever it is, and you'll get, they probably in Spain, there's 50% of the population think he's brilliant and 50% think he isn't. They think he's hung on to power too long. He's been in power for a long time. They say that maybe he's corrupt, but most politicians are corrupt. You do feel sometimes, don't you, with politics? He's been the only politician that's been nominated in this year's Twonk of the Year. You do feel that really most of them are the same, aren't they? But it's just some are less corrupt than others, I suppose, which is a bit sad. But anyway, he's been our president for quite a long time. It's been, quite a long time now. I personally think he's a good president, but there you go. That's what I think. I can see positive things he's done for Spain, but maybe I don't see the things that Spanish people see, because we're all in different, at the end of the day, with politics and politicians, you do look at things from your point of view, don't you? You can't help it. So it's like, someone who might think, I don't know, any politician, any prime minister is brilliant, Mrs. Thatcher, Keir Starmer, Boris Johnson, as British examples. There'll always be some people who think they're the best thing since sliced bread, and other people who think they're terrible and this, that and the other. That's the nature of politics. He'll be there at the Puerta del Sol celebrating the new year. He's hung on to power for another year. He's always sort of just clinging on to it, making pacts. He never really, he hasn't got a resounding majority in Spain. As I say, it's about 50%, 50-50, for who likes Pedro and who doesn't like him. But he's there, and he's the prime minister, president, whatever you want to call him. And I think he's going to be it for another good few years yet, to be honest. But I've put him as number 10 because although, I do appreciate anyone who put a nomination in will be mentioned, their nominee will be mentioned. But for me, he's not the worst one out of the ones that we've had. So this is number 10, Twonk of the Year, Pedro Sanchez, our Prime Minister. Very handsome man, tall. See, I always remember what he did through COVID. He was always dignified. He came on and spoke. He always made you feel better after he spoke, that things were going to be better, etc. He made you feel reassured. He took control of the situation. And that's, I think, probably why I quite like him. But anyway, there you go. So number 10 in Twonk of the Year is Pedro Sanchez. So let's have a look at number 9. Now, really, number 8 and number 9, to me, are intertwined. I think he's like Call of Duty, Laurie, you're exactly right. And good, Craig, that you like Pedro. No, his job isn't easy. Being any prime minister, president, politician, it's not an easy job, but they choose it, of course. That's what we have to remember. They do these jobs through a choice. They don't have to be prime minister. If they don't like it, if they don't like the stick that they take, they don't have to do it. So, it is a choice that they make. So it isn't an easy job. I think he does it as well as anybody else does it. But anyway, so that's number 10. So now we're going to go to number 9. And in fact, number 8 and 9, for me, I've put them as, now these were both nominated together. Somebody said that it was a tie. They weren't sure who to nominate. And this is a nomination from someone else, not from me, because to be honest, I wouldn't mention any of them anymore. I'm sick of any attention that they get. I think they love the attention they get, whether it's positive or negative. As long as it's attention, that's all they want. But this is number 9, Mark Williams Thomas, and number 8, Peter Folding, his best buddy. I've put them together. I've put the. I'm going to show the. You can see. This is them together. Sorry, it just makes me laugh. With the sunglasses and the black jackets. The men in black, Mark Williams Thomas and Peter Folding. So number 9 is Mark Williams Thomas. He's a twonk because in the Jay Slater case, he spread misinformation. One thing I was quite heartened with all on the Facebook group for John George, who's gone missing, although we think, that he has been murdered, or the police have said that, the Guardia Civil have said that he's been murdered. Some people, probably him or his acolytes, made comments on there, maybe you should try and get Mark Williams Thomas. And, the resounding amount of people who said, no, he's just an attention seeker, he's a liar, he stirred it up with the Jay Slater case. I was heartened to see that, because so it makes you realise people can see through Mark Williams Thomas now. I don't have to slag him off. I'm not going to slag him off. Whatever I've got my opinions about Mark Williams Thomas for various reasons. I know what I know, and I know what I think. I know things that I can't even put on YouTube about Mark Williams Thomas. He's not a nice man at all. And what he did in the Jay Slater case, spreading misinformation, making everything worse. And then in the end, pretending that he represented the family, he never represented the family. He was pulled up on it by Debbie Duncan. By Debbie, is the surname Duncan? It could be. Anyway, by Debbie. He was pulled up by Debbie, Jay's mum, and he didn't even have the grace to apologise or anything. He was just still trying to say that he's still like top dog and he knows this and he knows that. He's got all this information, but he can't reveal any of his sources. They'll talk about it when the time's right, which will be never. So Mark Williams Thomas is number 9, nominated by somebody else. I wouldn't have mentioned him. He's been nominated. I'm mentioning him. I've put him at number 9. And number 8, of course, is Peter Folding, his bosom buddy, his brother from another mother. And Peter Folding is Twonk of the Year, or candidate for Twonk of the Year, because this time last year, I'm sure a lot of you remember, there was nothing he wasn't going to do in the new year about Nicola Bulley. He was going to take his sonar images, get them verified. He was going to write to the Prime Minister. He was going to do this. He was going to do that. What he wasn't going to do isn't worth talking about. But of course, he did nothing. He did nothing. Never had his sonar images verified. In fact, in the end, he released them to the world. He's treated Nicola's family like dirt, at the same time as saying, it's all about the family. I wouldn't do it out of respect for the family. He doesn't respect Nicola Bulley, doesn't respect anybody. He's only interested in his own ego, along with his pal, Mark Williams Thomas. They are peas in a pod. And again, I wouldn't have even, because I've decided I'm not mentioning Peter anymore, because he loves any attention for Peter is good attention. And the only reason he's getting mentioned here as number 8 in Twonk of the Year is because somebody nominated him. Wasn't me, I wouldn't have mentioned him. So there you go. Dumb and Dumber, Pinky and Perky, whatever you want to call them. They are number 8 and number 9 for Twonk of the Year. Peter Folding and Mark Williams Thomas. Okay, so moving swiftly on to another Twonk. Mr. Turkey Teeth himself, Paul Arnott, he is a nomination from me, number 7. I mean, just, I don't even really have to say much, I don't think. I'd nominate him as a Twonk of the Year, not only for being a false mountaineering expert who pretended that he knew anything about mountaineering, didn't take any gear with him when he went off to investigate the Jay Slater case, but also, copyright struck me for 1 minute 56 of using 1 minute 56 of one of his videos about the terrain, after I had bigged him up about, it's so good that he's there, at least he's sending us videos of the terrain, his heart's in the right place, the blah de blah de blah de blah. He's actually an absolute TWAT, because then when he copyright struck me and I actually emailed him and asked him to remove the copyright strike, he ignored me. He's ignored me when I found him a place where he could hire ropes when he was there. I realise why now, because he had no intention of going down that ravine. He was saying, I could go down the ravine and look for Jay, but I've got no ropes. I left my ropes behind. So I actually investigated, found out where he could rent ropes in Tenerife from, because I was thinking about him with the language barrier, etc. He totally ignored me then, and then he copyright struck me for using 1 minute of 56 of one of his videos in one of my videos. It was about an hour and a half trying to bring attention to the Jay Slater case. That's the sort of Twonk he is. And now, so then he's tried to intervene in other missing persons cases. Then he had to leave Tenerife because, I don't know, everyone was after him. He left all his equipment there again. Like, he never takes his equipment anywhere with him because he don't want to check it in on the plane, because he don't want to pay for it. So he goes to the next place because he's never going to use it anyway, because he's not really a mountaineer or anything like that. He's a vlogger. That's what he is. Then he went off to Sardinia. That lasted about 30 seconds. He's forgotten about that guy now. Forget him. Then he tried to inveigle himself into the Jack O'Sullivan case. He was like virtually told, bugger off, we're not interested. So off he went then on his vlog, and he's traveling all around Asia doing very circumspect things, in my opinion. He's just like an idiot. He's a weirdo, and he's just not a nice person at all, and very suspicious of Paul Arnott. He's also got his, what's this vulnerable persons Facebook page, where he's inviting people with mental problems to come on and join his group. He's not qualified in dealing with anyone's mental issues or whatever. So what's that's a way of herding in a load of people with mental illness or mental health issues, take advantage of them. He's a horrible person, tries to make, much love guys, it's crazy guys. Well, so Paul Arnott, for me, is number 7 in Twonk of the Year. And what he's doing, going around these Asian countries, doing very suspicious things, I think. I think he's quite a very, and of course he got his turkey teeth. So he's gone from being a mountaineering expert, search expert, reminds you of someone, doesn't it? Looking for Jay Slater. Then he went off and had his turkey teeth done for an advert, which his teeth looked ridiculous. You could see them from outer space. Then he went off to do vlogging in all these Asian countries and what have you. What is he really an expert in? Then I think some of his last TikTok videos have been about his dying cat or whatever, just awful. Honestly, I just cannot watch him. Awful man. So he is number 7 in the Twonk of the Year competition. Right, just let me have a drink now, because I just have to pause for breath. So we've got to number 7. Now, I've got to say that most of these people, yeah, exactly, actually, some of you are saying that, yeah, he went off to find a missing person. He lost his keys. He lost his phone. He disappeared one night, and the guy that he was renting the apartment off had to phone the police. He had to leave Tenerife. You know, what did he do there that he had to leave in such a hurry? He was like, I've got to go, guys, got to go, guys, got to leave. Why? You know, he upset the Guardia Civil. He upset everyone. Look at him. You can just tell by looking at him. You know, it's all staged. Everything Paul does is staged. And a grifter, of course, Kelly. Yeah, and a grifter. Yeah, blank. BF. Yeah, when he clung to the mountain in the wind, I was worrying about him. This is what I mean, how stupid am I? You know, he's clinging onto that thing in the wind. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, it's just all a joke. He's just, actually, he is a total grifter. He's taking advantage of people. It's foul, actually, what he does. Yeah, like Sir Chris Bonington. But he's not enough of a twonk to make number one. No. Because I've got to say, you know, the ones you'll see as we come up to the final five, they are people who've done crimes. Well, you could call what Paul does a crime, but hopefully he hasn't actually murdered someone. I hope not. You know, who knows what he's up to, off travelling around doing God knows what. I don't know. It just gives me the absolute heebie-jeebies. So I don't know what he's doing. He's probably doing, you know, what is he doing? I don't know. Fool. Absolute fool. So let's calm down now, because he's actually one I've known. I can't get over him copyright striking me. You do not copyright strike other creators without at least giving them a chance first. You know, to take, you know, if somebody used one of my videos and I wasn't happy with it, I would write to them and I would say, look, you need to take that down, or whatever. I wouldn't just copyright strike them. You know, it was just weird what he did. It was 1 minute 50. You know, I understand him copyright striking me. You know, if I've just played his video and I've made out it's my video or whatever. But to say this is Paul Arnott, you know, oh, thank God Paul's there. At least he's showing us the scene and what have you. And just show 1 minute 56 of the terrain that they were searching for. Not him, he was never searching for Jay Slater. But, you know, that the police, the proper people were searching for. At least he showed us that, and I was grateful for that, and I mentioned that, and I made it clear that I was saying that, and he still copyright struck me, and I think that is the twonkish thing to do. And then when I wrote to him to ask him about it, or to ask him to remove the copyright strike, he didn't even reply. He did not even reply when I told him where he could get the ropes from, rent the rope. So he knows that I know that he's a twonk. So that's why he's not responding, because he only responds to people that might give him some money or do something, or, you know what I mean, or think he's fabulous, great guys, much love guys, blah, de, blah, de, blah. This guy, he's a bad person. That's going to come out one day. Mark my words. I might not be here to see it, but one day it's going to come out about Paul Arnott, what sort of person he is. Okay. Breathe. So he's number 7. So number 6. Now I have to say that most of these twonks are men. 9 of these twonks, because I'm doing 10 twonks of the years, and 9 of them are men. But the next one I have nominated, and it is a woman. Remember her? Hannah Kobayashi. Bloody number 1 narcissist who, you know, went missing, didn't bother telling anyone where she was going, not her friends, not her family, nobody, just disappeared off the face of the earth. Her father killed himself, and she just was going off doing whatever she was doing. She didn't care about anybody worrying about her. She sent texts, you know, creating concern for her welfare. You know, it's all right people saying, oh, well, yeah, she's got the right to go off and do what she wants to do. Of course she does. But she does not have the right to send people texts making her concerned about her welfare and then just disappeared. She's an attention. Look at that photo. Look at that photo. That's off her Instagram account. It's got global news on it, but I've got that picture of her. I know that that's on her Instagram account as well. She's a, you know, what is that? She thinks she's like a brilliant photographer. Is that supposed to be a really good photo with the flower in her eye or whatever? She is a number one narcissist. She just went off, left everyone worrying about it. She didn't give a shit about anybody, what they thought, what they cared about. And then when she was finally found, you know, finally, you know what she turned around and said? She didn't say, oh, I'm sorry or thank you. I'm so grateful for people for caring about me. I'm not even talking about a family. Maybe she hates her family for whatever reason. But, you know, the whole public worrying about where she was and what had happened to her. She never had one word to say to thank anyone or anything. No grace, no respect. It was just, oh, I've got to concentrate now on my well-being and my this and my that. It's all about me. She is a grade 1 narcissist. And honest to God, if it weren't for the fact that I just wanted to mention her as Twonk of the Year, I would never want to mention her again or see her smug face again. She's just, to me, it makes me so angry. How many missing people out there that would love to have the attention that she had, you know, bestowed on them, that the public would care so much about what had happened to them. She never even had a word to say in thanks to anyone. And the fact that her father committed suicide, now, that's his responsibility. You know, I'm not blaming her for that. You can't blame someone for that. That's a decision that Ryan, her dad, took himself. But she never even mentioned it. When she finally made a statement, she didn't say like, oh, I'm sorry that this has happened to my father, or she just never, it's all about her. I've now got to concentrate on my this, that, and the other. That's all she cares about. So she is grade 1 narc. She is number 6 in the Twonk or Twonkess of the Year competition. And do you know what? When I take her face off here, I hope I never have to look at her face again. Oh, look, it's just looking at the square now. It's going a bit quieter there in the Puerta del Sol. Look at the difference now between how it was earlier, not that long ago. Yeah, very selfish woman. Very, very selfish woman. Okay, so is he back at home if I'm camping in his mum's back garden? Sorry. Right, let's go on to the next one. So that was Hannah, and that was my nomination. So the next nomination is, and this is a nomination, but I agree with it. Look at this guy, Richard Allen. A lot of people still think he's innocent. I don't think for a minute he was innocent. This man slit the throat of 2 young teenage girls. And look at his face. If I tell you, anyone who's looking at that picture, not the picture of him now after well, it's not even now because he's put on weight again now. Now that he's realised that, oh God, I'm a, mental psychotic, treated badly act where he lost all that weight and everything. It's all deliberate. This man changes his appearance as it suits him. This is what he looked like when he was first arrested. Look at his eyes. Honestly, if anyone cannot see it, apart from the evidence that was there, the bullet and the fact he was a bridge guy and this, that and the other, there's still people out there thinking, oh, well, blah, 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 blah. Just look at this man. This is how look at those fat cheeks. That was how the drawings that were made of him, the photo fits and everything. It's the fat cheeks that give him away. He can change his beard, he can change his hair, he can do whatever he wants, but he can't change those weird eyes, and he can't change the lips. and he can't change the fat cheeks, although he did lose a lot of weight, of course, when he pretended to be psychotic. So, of course, Richard Allen, he's there then. He's at number 5. So as we get up to the top, we're getting to people who've done crimes. And, you know, there's been so many, obviously, in a crime channel, we followed a lot of crimes. So, you know, they're all twonks at the end of the day. And trying to grade them as to who's the worst twonk is difficult. You know, he's up there, of course. But anyway, I think the only reason where I've put him a bit lower down at number 5 is because he's got a sentence of 160 years. And, you know, that just feels good. Because this guy, sorry, is it 130 or 160? Anyway, it don't matter. It's over 100. He's a bad man. He's a bad man. He'll be confessing sooner or later. And to me, just looking at that face, and I know you can't just tell by looking at someone, but combined with all the evidence, etc. So that was a bit of justice we got this year. We had quite a lot of justice this year. And of course, we had the Sarah Sharif trial. That was good sentences. And I would have chosen Irfan Sharif again, but he was Twonk of the Year last year, so I can't make him that again. I was thinking about including Baynash, but, you know, to be honest, I just couldn't go through that story again because I am putting a video together about it, but, you know, like the whole story from start to finish. But tonight on New Year's Eve, I just couldn't even face looking at that. But so Richard Allen, he is number 5. Cheers, Richard. Enjoy your time in prison. That was proper justice that he got. Okay, so now we're coming up to number 4, another twonk. Again, look at the eyes. And he was young there on this picture. Terrifying. You know, just to think those eyes were what Maddie had to... This is Stefan Stearns, for those of you who don't know. It's Stefan Stearns who, you know, abused his... what I want to call it, she's his stepdaughter, but technically in a way she wasn't. He wasn't married to her mum. But, you know, they had a relationship, didn't they? He abused her for years. He ended up murdering her. He's coming up for trial next year. So, no, we'll see what comes out there. And the only reason I've really included him now instead of waiting till after the trial is because, you know, he's obviously guilty because he had a load of photos on his... he had a load of photos on his phone, videos, etc. So, you know, it's not as if it's in doubt whether he's guilty or not. He's as guilty as the hell that he's going to end up in if he doesn't repent. Stefan Stearns, poor Madeline, but we'll find out, unfortunately, we will find out a lot more next year. When the trial comes up, we'll get to hear all the details and see what's happening. Now, you know, I did think about, see, I know a lot of people are down on Jen Soto. I'm not down on Jen Soto. Not that I think she's like, you know, brilliant mother or anything, but I don't feel like she had anything to do with it. I think she's, oh God, I think she's a thicko, to be honest. I think she just totally, you know, she's another bit of a narcissist. It's all about her. She just didn't even notice what was going on. And unfortunately, that's not a crime, except if you think of it as negligence. But I haven't included her in the twonks because I want to give Jen just like, you know, a bit of slack, because at the end of the day, this Christmas and New Year will have been difficult for Jen, because whatever you think or don't think of Jen, she's a mother that's just had to face Christmas without a daughter. And not only she had to face it without a daughter, but knowing that she's probably got some responsibility for sending her off up to bed with the person who ended up murdering her. So I have to feel a bit of sympathy for Jen, you know, a bit of Christian charity. Doesn't mean to say I think she's a brilliant mother or she did everything right. She didn't. but I can't hate on her because I feel like she's probably paying for her mistakes. No one will be suffering more than her, I think, at the moment. God knows what state she's in over Christmas and New Year. Okay, so he's number 4. And the only reason he's a bit further down is because his trial hasn't come up yet. But we're going to go now to number, where are we? Number 3. Oh, got to get through these quick. It's not long before the new year. Now, this is David Knobovich, I call him, don't I? David Knezovich, Twonk of the Year, because not only he murdered this beautiful girl, Anna Knezovich, his wife, just because she didn't want to be with him anymore and she wanted 50% of the business that they'd built up together. How dare she? How fucking dare she want 50% of the business that she'd helped him build up? He didn't want to give her 50%. He wanted to give her, I don't know, 30%, or he probably didn't want to give her anything. She wanted a new life away from his control. I think there's going to be a lot of things that will come up in the trial of what a Twonk he actually is. His trial will be next year. And he's a main reason for him. I mean, people have nominated him, but I agree completely with them. It's because he's a thicko as well, who thought he was cleverer than the police. You know, she came to Madrid to live. She's actually from Colombia originally. He's from Serbia. They lived in Florida. They had a business together. They split up, and she came to Spain, to Madrid. God, you couldn't get much further away from him. Came to Madrid to make a new life. She was making a new life. She was having a great time. He couldn't stand that. He didn't want to give her the money. He didn't want her having a good time because he was having a good time. He was seeing other women and this, that, and the other. But, you know, these sort of men, they're allowed to do it, but the woman's not allowed to do it. Not that it's known that she was seeing any other men. She'd probably had enough of men. I think this is what sometimes these kind of men don't understand, that when you've had a man who's controlling you so much, the last thing you would want is another man. The last thing. It doesn't mean to say you want a woman either. It doesn't mean to say you've turned or you fancy women, or, you know, just means you have put someone off men for life. You know, he put her off men probably for life. She was concentrating on her. She was taking dance classes. She was going out with her friends. She was going skiing. She was doing this. She was doing all the things that she couldn't do while she was with him, because he spoiled everything she did. He controlled everything she did. So she came to Madrid to try and get away from him, start a new life. And he went from Serbia to Madrid and murdered her. And not only that, he's a thicko though, because there's CCTV of him in Madrid buying duct tape, buying black spray paint to spray over the cameras in her apartment block. And then he drove all the way from Serbia to Madrid to do that. And then he did something with Maria, with Anna. He put her in a suitcase. Her body has not been found yet. And this Twonk, don't even get me going on him really, because I could be here forever, but he has hidden her body somewhere and he's not saying where it is. Now, I just want to say here that another Twonk I could include here, of course, is the other Twonk, who's Patrick Stevenson, who's not saying where Samantha Murphy's remains are. You know, he's another one. So really, I think those two could go together, couldn't they? Their trials will come up next year. David Knobovich, Patrick Stevenson. He doesn't look anything like that anymore, does he? He's like really chunky now with a beard and everything. He looks terrifying. But anyway, you know, both of them could be on the same, could be this, where are we, number 3, couldn't they? Anyway, so that's him. Where are we now? What time is it? So it's 10 to. So I think the last two I'm going to save till after the new year. Let's go to Sky News, who I presume are counting down to the London. Yeah. Let's go. So we're going to go and look at the London. Let me just see. I'll put on the. And then after, so don't forget to tune in after the break, and we'll find out who the final. So we'll find out who number 2 Twonk and number 1 Twonk are.
Really thrust that scandal into the nation's imagination, and the anger that followed was quite palpable. In February, King Charles revealed his cancer diagnosis, a huge national moment. We know, of course, that the Princess of Wales has also faced her own health battles, and in March, she admitted that she'd been editing some of the family photos, and that of course caused a great online stir. In April, in Manchester, the Co-op Live arena opened its doors, well then closed them pretty quickly and had to cancel many of the opening events. In May, who could forget Rishi Sunak calling the election in a very soggy Downing Street, getting drenched in the process. In June, it was he who left the D-Day commemorations, the international part of that, early, and that really one of the most memorable moments of the general election that he called for July the 4th, when Sir Keir Starmer entered Downing Street with a Labour landslide. In August, we saw riots and disorder break out following the dreadful stabbings in Southport in Merseyside. In September, the UK's only remaining coal power plant at Ratcliffe-on-Sour, that shut down, ending 142 years of coal power in this country. In October, Thomas Tuchel, the first German England men's football manager, was appointed. And in November, the Archbishop of Canterbury resigned over his handling of a child abuse scandal. And I think the main news from December is that cancellation of the Hogmanay celebrations in Edinburgh, a bitter blow for everyone connected to it. But here in London, as I say, we are ready. The crowds are here. The ticket holders on the banks of the Thames, 100,000 of them. Some of them paying up to £50 for a ticket to come and witness and feel the fireworks that we're about to see. It is always one of the standout moments of this New Year's Eve moment of the world's calendar of events that we see going on to New York after this, and Rio de Janeiro in the early hours of this morning, London time. But it is now all eyes on the United Kingdom and the banks of the River Thames. You can see the London Eye behind me. The light show is getting ready. The fireworks are being checked and triple checked, and the crowds are waiting for the countdown. It's an atmosphere that is quite well ordered. It's quite a well-behaved crowd. Not much alcohol being drunk. It's something that is quite a controlled event down here. Lots of overseas visitors who have flown into London to witness this moment from all over the world. And the mayor was telling us that 100,000 people who are here are worth £14 million on their own, just to this city's economy. And that's before you start adding up all the extra visitors and tourism that will be brought into the city because of the fireworks, both now and in the future. So a lot of people will question the value for money in quite tight financial times, but he was very adamant that the money is well spent in doing this, and that the show tonight, based on the theme of hope, will be as good as it's ever been, and if not better.
Yeah, Yvonne, you may be right. No,
well, if the mayor wanted to show off London at its very sparkling best, these live pictures from our helicopter are doing just that. The Thames, the London Eye, the embankment looking just fabulous this evening. Tom, remind us how much work goes into planning this event, because preparations actually started months ago, didn't they?
Yeah, the planning starts in the summer. Back in July, people were working out how they were going to do it this year, why Would they have the theme that they've chosen of hope and how
Of
it would
course,
look, how
Sadiq Khan
they
has
can
had a
play around with
knighthood.
things and
Everyone's
make it
going
perhaps
mad about
more
it. I don't know.
interactive, how it can perhaps use
I don't believe in
speech
the
and
honor
music
system
in a
full
more
stop,
creative way
but
than they have done in
why
previous
shouldn't he
years.
get
I was
one?
lucky enough to be here the very first time that London did this kind of fireworks show on the banks of the Thames using the London Eye as the centrepiece back in 1999, December the 31st, going into the new millennium. That was an extraordinary night where the streets were just jam-packed with people out really embracing the moment, shall we say. But it is something that has evolved over the time. It hasn't happened every year of those 25 years, but most of the years. And every year that they've laid this on, they've tried to do it bigger, better, more imaginative, more interactive, with using different parts of the city or sometimes focusing it quite tightly in and around here in Westminster. But tonight, I think we will see something that will last for about 12 minutes or so. It will involve a lot of lights and lasers as well as 12,000 fireworks. And
people crowded in there. I think it was over 1 million that were in Sydney to watch the fireworks display, which similarly to London is set to music, which I think is what makes them very special when there is a soundtrack to go along with those fireworks. For the first time this year, those fireworks were from both sides of the Harbour Bridge. Now, of course, it is New Year already in Australia. So let's go live to Sydney, and Bianca Balsler is there. And I think, Bianca, are you on a beach?
G'day, Nikki. Yes, I am. Welcome to Sydney. Welcome to Bondi Beach, and welcome to 2025. You've got less than 10 minutes to go until your New Year's Eve countdown. Well, we are more than 10 hours into New Year already. And how good does this look? We've got lots of people here at the beach already. Some of them, in fact, waking up here on the sand. It was a big night, as you said, and as you just saw, a beautiful, incredible fireworks display on Sydney Harbour, stretching 7 kilometres. It was bigger and better than I have ever seen before. There were 23,000 pyrotechnic shots, 40,000 ground shots, and 13,000 other aerial shells. It was incredible. And the technology, I must say, continues to advance. Every year it gets bigger and better. Some of the fireworks were even displaying emu trucks. This is how the technology is advanced. It is incredible. The family that's organising the Sydney fireworks has been doing it for almost 30 years. They are a 7th-generation pyrotechnics family that's been in the trade since the 1700s. So you can imagine it's a pretty big deal here. But it was a late night. So we've got lots of dusty heads this morning, lots of people trying to wash it off in the surf. Some people trying to surf, but there aren't really any waves, so they're kind of just sitting there on their surfboards. And lots of people out here getting on with the day, getting on with the new year. Just over there, you can see a gym, and people are already getting started on their New Year's resolutions. And, you know, we've barely even hit lunchtime.
Bianca, what have you got in your hand? What have you been eating? Is it ice cream?
Nikki, this is a snow cone. Sorry, I was meant to put this down. This is a snow cone. Well, it was a snow cone.
Drove down to London and are here tonight, having not been able to get to the Edinburgh fireworks, but they are here on the banks of the Thames, waiting for what will be the biggest fireworks party in Europe.
And Tom, our hearts go out, don't they, to the residents of places like Edinburgh, Newcastle, Blackpool as well, who just aren't experiencing the excitement and the build-up that you are.
Yeah, there's obviously just great disappointment in Edinburgh. Those events in Newcastle, Blackpool, the Isle of Wight, Ripon in North Yorkshire have cancelled their fireworks. Much smaller scale events. They will, of course, be disappointment for the organisers, but I think it would have had to have been very extreme.
It was a bit of a wild night here. Today there will be barbecues, there will be picnics. We're seeing a lot of people trundling their picnic baskets and blankets around. And lots of people getting on with their New Year's resolutions, whether it's getting fit. We've seen lots of people here wasting no time to start on their New Year's resolutions, running from Bondi to Bronte Beach. It's about a 4K run. whether it's that or working on your mental health. We've seen people meditating as well. It's been amazing.
Bianca, I'm going to let you go off and do that because we're going to head back to London. These are the aerial pictures that are coming in from the helicopter. I can actually hear the helicopter above me here in London. We're on the roof of Broadcasting House. These are the pictures that we are seeing from central London. And look at that amazing image of the London Eye from the helicopter getting ready for the fireworks. Let's bring Greg Mackenzie back in. He is on the banks of the River Thames. Greg, excitement mounting.
Excitement is mounting. We're less than a few minutes. Excitement is mounting. We're less than a few minutes away now until 2025, when that London Eye will come alive. 12,000 fireworks, an event that some say a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get to witness. 100,000 people are along the River Thames here on the embankment, waiting to see that fireworks show that the mayor says is the biggest fireworks show in Europe. 12,000 fireworks. And music will be synchronized along with that. We're being treated to a lighting show this year, something we've not seen before, the mayor has told us. So a special surprise also. We don't know what that surprise is, but there will be a surprise during that fireworks display, which is about to take place here in central London. 90 seconds.
90 seconds. We are underway. We are 90 seconds away, as you heard from the announcement. Of course, it'll all get kicked off with those iconic chimes of Big Ben in central London. Those are the live pictures. You are going to be able to see all of the fireworks here on BBC News, along with those around 100,000 people that Greg mentioned in central London on the banks of the River Thames to witness, hopefully, fingers crossed, as good as, if not a better display than we had in Sydney. The countdown is underway. Let's join live here on BBC News, welcoming in 2025 with the London fireworks.
Six, 5, 4, 3, 1. Yay! Oh. Happy New Year! Again, third time. Happy New Year! Chaturasana 20. So much.
This is London. London town. Let me take you right around and lead you through the streets of London.
Thank you for this year. We're going to have a better year next year, even better. Thank you. Community, thank you. Oh, did you see that? That was lovely.
Before you open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the way that you can find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel that
it.
Let's take it back to 2024.
We're going in search of summer, but no sign of that across the UK, that's for sure.
It's been one of the soggiest summers on record.
Why does it always rain on me? Why does it always rain on me?
God, when we run down the street.
Even when the sun is shining.
Why am I wet? Yeah, let's rain.
Better can only get better. Woo!
When skies are
Wow!
grey, hope is the way.
Unbelievable!
We needed something to brighten up the summer, and this is it.
Paris 2024! A stunning games for Paralympics GB.
The bronze medal for Great Britain. It's a silver medal.
Gold for being brilliant!
Welcome to the final of Euro 2024.
A moment of brilliance from Birmingham! Now in the line and draw!
When I met you in the summer.
That's rap.
Bloody hell! Wow!
2024, the 80th anniversary of D-Day.
We were fighting for freedom. Freedom for
Oh.
everyone, not only for us.
I feel very proud I did something for peace.
Oh! Don't know when, don't know when, but I know you'll be there. On sunny day.
Even in the darkest rooms, there is always hope.
Hope.
As we start a new year, let's honor our history and never give up hope for the future.
No matter what happens, London will always be a city of hope and a place for everyone.
Bring me back tomorrow, don't. We'll be here. Yesterday's one.
So let me get right to the point.
I'm ready for this. You start me falling.
Oh my God! They were Union Jacks. They're Union Jacks. Come on. beautiful.
We could go bam for bam. Water milk for the Maybach truck. It's got to the point that I don't even care. I got drops in the safe that I don't even wear. We like to party. Let's go. There's a party going on right here. Let's celebrate. Come on now, celebrate your party with you. One more time.
Happy birthday to the London Eye.
We're gonna celebrate. One more time. We're gonna celebrate.
The London Eye, celebrating 25 years in London skyline.
You don't know. Huh? Oh, happy New Year. See you later. Have a good time. Oh yeah, remember your clothes. It's raining. See you later.
I need your love.
Never ever be alone. Stop thinking about tomorrow. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. As long as I'm alive, then I'll be screen your pride.
I'll be standing there by you. I need your love.
When you're lying here in my arms, I'm in heaven. Wow, 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 wow.
As we enter a new year, I always remember what Mrs. Brown says. In London, everyone is different. But that means anyone can fit in. I think she must be right, because although I don't look like anyone else, I really do feel at home. Happy New Year. Love from Paddington.
Oh, I can't believe this. Are you all right?
Wow, is all I can say.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing display there in London. And can I be the first from everyone here at BBC News to wish you a very happy
Happy New
2025.
Year.
I have.
Now, I thought that was a fantastic display. I like Sadiq Khan. I know a lot of people don't like him. I don't live in London. You know, Britain's very London-centric now. I mean, at the end of the day, I suppose London is, you know, the capital at the end of the day. So they're going to show the London celebrations, aren't they? But I thought they were fantastic. I think Sadiq Khan, he can't win, because if he didn't make a great big, you know, thing of it, that would be criticised. But he's made a big thing of it, and it's a brilliant show, and he'll be criticised for that. He's criticised for everything. He is now Sir Sadiq Khan, and it's so funny because so many people, you know, I don't agree with the honour system. Anyway, I get rid of all of them, not only Sadiq Khan, all of them. And, you know, people are actually now saying, oh, well, you know, if Sadiq Khan's going to be a Lord, they should abolish the House of Lords. I've been saying that for years. It never should be, in this day and age, there shouldn't be a House of Lords. Not because I've got anything against Sadiq. You know, if I was him, he should turn around and say, no, I'm not accepting it. You're all a load of twonks. You know, that's what he should be doing. Look at the other people that have had honours over the years. You know, Boris Johnson's brother, just for being his brother. The Russian guy, just for being Boris Johnson's friend, is not even British. At least Sadiq Khan is British, you know. I mean, what is going on? Why? So people complain about things. They watch all sorts going on, and then Sadiq Khan gets a knighthood and suddenly everyone's up in arms. Well, he has given service to London one way or another. Maybe people agree with him, don't agree with him. London's a difficult place because there's so many different nationalities there. He's not only there to be the mayor of, you know, I don't know, he's there to be the mayor of everybody who lives in London. And there's a million different nationalities that live in London. So they're now talking, though, and I'm going to be doing this on the members, because, you know, I'm going to do political things on the members in the new year. Piers Morgan, possibly the new mayor of London. What do you all think about that? You know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Now, I always liked Piers Morgan before because he speaks his mind. I like people who speak the mind, even if I don't agree with them. I don't mind them, you know, if they're saying what they really think. But I went off Piers Morgan when he started with all this about Meghan Markle. It's so creepy, stalky, horrible the way he talks about her. He's an obsession that he's got with her. And that's when I went off Piers Morgan. But if it wasn't for that, you know, he has his views. Anyway, there you go. That's for another stream, because we're on the new year. We're on the New Year stream, aren't we? So, Happy New Year. Oh, God. They've not finished here in Spain. My son has only just gone out. You might have seen him go out. Oh, bless. Riley's scared there because of that banger. He's only just gone out and it's bloody 1:20. You know, because the discotheque there in the village centre will be going on till 6 a.m. probably, even though it's raining. So anyway, it might be a little bit shorter tonight because it is cold. It is pretty cold and it is raining out there. So maybe that it won't go on all night. But anyway, a brilliant display, I think. Let's go on with the twonks. Let's go on with the twonks. So we were up to number 2. Number 2. Now, these last 2 are quite serious. So we'll have the quiz after this, which will cheer us up again. Because these are, you know, people that have committed serious crimes, if you like. Cases that we've followed. So we've been through from number 10 was Pedro Sanchez. Number 9 was Mark Williams Twonk. Number 8 was Peter Falding. Number 7 was Paul Arnott. Number 6 was Hannah Kobayashi. Number 5 was Richard Allen. This is the Twonk of the Year Awards. Number 4 was Stefan Stearns. And number 3 was David Konobovich. And number 2 is this guy. Ooh, let me find his photo. Now, this is it's a horrible case. So these last 2, you know, they're not funny. They're not, you know, they're horrible cases. None of the Twonks that we've talked about are funny exactly. But this is number 2, Kyle Clifford. He's coming up for trial next year. He's an ex-army guy, British Army. He was in the British Army. And this was his girlfriend, Hannah. And she finished with him. How dare she? How dare she finish with him? How very dare she finish with him? She wasn't allowed to do that. He did, not only she wasn't allowed to do it, and he was going to punish her for it, but he also took the lives of her sister Louise, her mum Carol in the middle here, and then this is Hannah here on the right hand side. So what he did, he went off to their house one day with a crossbow and he murdered them all. Not only that, he RAPD'd Hannah, you know, just to teach her a lesson, you know, that last lesson for daring to have the cheek to not want him anymore. He then, because he's a complete, total useless twonk, he tried to delete himself with the same crossbow, failed, and he is still alive. So he is going to be held to account for his crimes, thank God. So he's number 2. I think the least said about him, the better. We will have to probably speak about him. You know, we will definitely be going through that trial as it happens, and we'll find out more detail. It's not going to be very nice, but, you know, it needs to be said. So we're coming to number 1 now. So number 1, Twonk of the Year, that we just get this over with again. Bit depressing. Well, very depressing, to be honest. For me, it's depressing to even have these people's faces up on my screen because I keep sort of deleting them, and then things come up where I have to talk about them again. And it's not, you know, the reason we have to talk about them is we have to tell these stories. These people have to be shown up for what they are till it comes to the time where they're found guilty, or, you know, like the Sharifs. You know, Irfan Sharif has gone off to prison for 40 years. Baynash Batul's gone off for 33 years. I'll never be talking about them again. I'm going to do one last video of putting it all together for Sarah, for Sarah's memory. And Sarah's memory, I will talk about her when it comes up to anniversaries and things. But we don't need to talk about these actual twonks again. You know, once they've had their sentences, as far as I'm concerned, that's it, as far as they're concerned. So this last one, again, is a very sad case. The trial is starting very soon in January, probably one of the first trials that we'll be starting to look at. And this is, to me, Twonk number 1. And the reason why I chose Axel Rudakabana to be number 1 Twonk of the Year, because all the other sort of criminals that we've talked about, they've all done terrible things. But apart from the fact that it was, you know, 3 children that he murdered, and also all the other people he tried to murder, I think there's about 11 others, wasn't there, as well. So because he actually did kill Elsie Dot in the left here, Alicia Aguilar, I think her surname was, in the middle, and Bebe or BB, I'm not sure. I think it would probably pronounced BB, because he killed those 3 small girls and also, you know, attacked a lot of other people, including teachers that were at that Taylor Swift dance workshop. But, you know, the thing that decided me to choose him, you know, because everything that all the criminals have done on here are terrible. But I think it's especially terrible because it's children. But do you know what? Because he didn't even know them. He had nothing against those children. They had no relevance in his life whatsoever. They've never done him any harm whatsoever. And I'm not saying that the other cases, you know, that they did, even with Kyle Clifford. You know, his girlfriend finished with him. That's not a reason to go and murder her and 2 other members of her family. But I think this is just especially twonkish because one, they were sort of little girls, and 2, he didn't even know them. They didn't do anything wrong to him. It's a total arbitrary, horrible thing to do. And I don't know what's going to happen to this guy. You know, the only extenuating circumstance he's got is that he was 17 himself when he did it. Where did his life go wrong? So wrong. Was he born evil? You know, was he radicalized over the internet? You know, these are all the things that have to come out in trial, aren't they? That we have to find out. But the thing is that what he did that day was, to me, he was possessed by the devil. It was complete evil what he did. And, you know, as much as you know, I have sympathy for people having second chances, blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah. For this guy, there's not going to be a second chance, or I hope there's not going to be a second chance. And when his trial comes up, I hope he gets a really long sentence, a whole life tariff, hopefully. You know, but the problem with Axel Ruder-Cabana is when he actually committed the act, he was 17, so he was a minor. He'll be tried. That will be taken into account, even though he's 18 now. That will be taken into account, so it might mitigate his sentence. Sorry, it's absolutely pouring down outside. Oh, I hope number 1 son's going to have a good time, but it's literally peeing it down. It's absolutely peeing it down out there here in Spain. Anyway, so yeah, so he is Twonk of the Year. I hope you all agree with that. I mean, they're all twonks, all the people I've mentioned. The last sort of 5 of them are special twonks because they've done really terrible things. The other ones, you know, they're still twonks. Maybe they haven't murdered anybody, but they've done nasty things. They've, you know, done various things that I've gone through anyway, as we've gone through it. Okay, so I hope you all agree with that. Twonk of the Year is Axel Ruder-Cabana for me. Yeah. Well, Heather, I'm not being funny, but he's not quite as bad as Axel Ruder-Cabana, is he? I mean, come on. You know, he's not, I know Keir Starmer's not dead popular at the moment, and I understand that. That's not quite the same, I think, as, you know, someone who murders 3 children. But I appreciate what you're saying. I know, especially for you, there's a personal reason for saying it. We'll be looking at all that in the new year. We'll see how things go on members. I'll be doing some political rants and things. I'm not happy with Keir Starmer. I wanted Keir Starmer to be voted in, and feels like everything's gone wrong so far. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Okay. So now we're going to do the quiz. So are you ready? So we'll leave all the twonks behind. Cheers to the twonks that are in prison. The longer the better. Hope they have. Imagine how Irfan Sharif is getting on in prison. Badly, I would imagine. I hope he's getting the same treatment Sarah got. Really do. And I try not to wish bad on people. But it's very difficult with people like Irfan and Baynash, you know, even the uncle, Faisal, because he never did anything to stop it. So it's hard not to wish harm on them. You shouldn't really. Anyway, they're facing their karma. It's nothing to do with me. They'll get their own karma. And then in the next life, they'll get it again. Okay, so let's do the quiz. Now, this is, I don't know if this is any good, this quiz. I haven't done it, you know, I haven't gone through it because I wanted to go through it with you. It's a Manchester Evening News quiz, just about events of 2024. It's just a fun quiz. I don't know if the questions will be any good or not. It's a Manchester Evening News quiz of the year. So it'd probably be British centred. I hope it's not. Oh, no, it's not, because you can tell from the first question, it's not Manchester centred. But it's the Manchester Evening News quiz of the year. And let's do it together. I don't know the answers. I haven't gone through it. I don't know if they're crap questions or anything. But we'll see what happens. So, number one. Are you all ready? Remember to keep your own scores. In fact, I'm going to keep a score. Unless I do really crap and then I just give up. Keeping a score. I normally start off keeping a score until, oh, well, Wesley was the one with the music quiz. Bloody hell, Wesley was like the music whiz, wasn't he? Followed closely, I think it was Laurie who did very well in the music quiz as well. So, I'm going to get my pen. Oh, God, it's really, really raining hard. I bet number one son will be home soon. Spanish people don't go out in the rain. It's not like in the UK where, you know, it don't matter what the weather is, you still go out, because if you didn't go out, you know, in the rain, you'd never go out, would you? Not like that in Spain. It rains. It's like everything's cancelled. I'm surprised it's still on. It means we'll have a much quieter New Year's Eve than we normally have, as far as bangers are concerned, etc. Because the kids won't be out throwing bangers while it's raining. But then if it stops raining later at about 4 o'clock in the morning, they might come back out then. So you still never know. Okay, so question number one. Are you ready? At the start of the year, or near the start of the year, an unofficial Willy Wonka experience went viral. But where did it take place? Was it Edinburgh? Right, I'm relying on my Scottish viewers now to give me the answer to this. Where did it take place? Was it Edinburgh? Was it Glasgow? Or was it Aberdeen? So where did an unofficial Willy Wonka experience go viral or take place that went viral? Was it Edinburgh, Glasgow, or Aberdeen? So let me come back to the chat and see if anybody knows. Glasgow. Shall we go for Glasgow? Oh, Annie's, hi Annie, Happy New Year. Annie's saying Edinburgh. Oh, Kelly's saying Edinburgh. Oh my God, that's difficult because, of course, you'd think David is Scottish, so you'd think he'd know. Right, it's either Glasgow or Edinburgh. Which one am I going to go for? Come on, give me some more. Somebody else. Oh, Aberdeen. Wesley, that's not helping. That's not helping. Are we going to go for Glasgow? We've got to go for Glasgow, have we? Well, I'm going to go for Glasgow. And if it's wrong, it's David's fault. Yay! Correct. Correcto. See. Okay, good. It's Glasgow. Oh, I know this one. What was the name of the Premier League official who was sacked for making derogatory comments about Jurgen Klopp? Was it Daniel Coutre, Derek Cante, or David Coutre? I think I know this one anyway. I think I do. Come on, who's this referee? Anybody know anything about football? Yeah, he's been sacked, hasn't he? If you don't know about football, you wouldn't know, but it was hilarious because he wasn't he taking cocaine? David, what do you mean, no clue? You know a bit about, mind you, maybe you're not interested in English football. I think it was David Coutre. Anybody saying anything different? Well, I'm going to go for David Coutre. Yeah, he was taking cocaine, and then he made this video slagging off Jurgen Klopp. Yeah, it was a big story. I think it was him. It was either Derek Cante or David Coutre, but I think it was David Coutre. Just going to have one more look at the chat. No, nobody's got any idea. Okay. Right. Let's see if I'm right. Yay! Yay, 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 yay. I'm so happy. So I've got 2 points now. So this year, or last year now, oh, Happy New Year. Yeah, it's all 2025 now. What storm came before Bert, Connell and Dara? So remember, we have the alphabetic storms, don't we? So it was either, I don't know this. Well, I think I know that it wasn't Ainsley, but I think it was probably Albert, but I don't know. So is it Albert, Ashley, or Ainsley? Ainsley. Oh, we've got a couple of Ashleys here. He's got to be Ashley then. I'm going to go for Ashley. I wouldn't have known. Oh, I would have said Albert, but people are saying Ashley, so I'm going to go with that. Yay! Oh, we've got 100% record so far. Now, I think I know this one as well. I say as well, I didn't know the last one. Who performed in the 2024 Glastonbury Festival's Sunday Legends slot on June the 30th? Was it Shania Twain, The Cure, or Annie Lennox? Now, I think it was Shania Twain, but let's see what anybody else has to say. It was Shania, wasn't it? It was, I don't think, Mello, I don't think it was Annie. I think it was Shania. Wesley's coming up with Ashley, but are you on catch up, Wesley? You need to fast forward it a bit. Yeah, Shania. I think it was Shania. I'm going to give myself a point for that if it's right. Shania. Oh, it's not saying whether it's right or not now. Why is it not telling us if it's right? Anyway, hopefully it'll... Oh, correct. Yeah. Okay, next question. You know, I love John Prescott. I met him. I think I said it on a stream or whatever. Very nice guy. Former Deputy Prime Minister John Prescott passed away in November. What was his nickname? Thumper, Two Jags. I know Heather knows this. Bulldog. It was 2 Jags, wasn't it? 2 Jags, but Thumper rings a bell as well. But oh, hang on, I forgot to give myself a point for that. I think it's 2 Jags. Are we all agreed on 2 Jags? Let's come back to the chat and see. Yeah, everyone's saying 2 Jags. Lorna's saying Thumper. Thumper rung a bell with me as well. But anyway, I think it's 2 Jags. Oh God, there's all thunder going on out there. Correct. I think I've already given myself a point for. Oh God, I've got mixed up now already. Who became? Now you should all know this. If you're in Britain, you should know this. Who became the new leader of the opposition in the UK in November 2024? Oh God, I can't stand. Well, I think it was Kemi Badenoch, or Bad Enough, or whatever you want to call her. I can't bear her anyway. But some people like her. You know. In my opinion, of course, everyone's got their view. So who? But do you all agree with me that it was Kemi? Yeah, it's Kemi. Kemi. That's right, Mello. John Prescott, he did thump someone. Yeah. Gosh, I think the Cava's finally kicking in. Kemi. It was Kemi. Oh, there's a few political questions here. When Rishi Sunak stood on the doorstep of 10 Downing Street, announcing the date of the election. Sorry, I'm laughing because remember him standing there getting piss wet through. He didn't even, he's so clever, this Prime Minister of our country. He didn't even have an umbrella with him. Do you know what I mean? He just stood there and got absolutely soaked. So, what was the song that could be heard? And there was a reason. What he said, I don't know if you know about Steve Bray. He's like, I don't know what he's doing these days now. That I expect he's still bugging Keir Starmer because he wants to rejoin Europe. But Steve Bray is a political, protester. He's always hanging around outside 10 Downing Street, but he's been sent further and further and further and further away, because of the new laws in the UK where you can hardly protest, can you? But he goes there and he puts all these songs on and things. He put the Benny Hill song on when some Tory politician was talking. And I think he went there on that day and he was playing in the distance on his, because what he does is because he has to move further and further away, so he's bought bigger and bigger amps so you can hear the songs that he's playing. And I think he played Things Can Only Get Better because that was the song that was played when Tony Blair came to power, and I think it was like a satirical thing. So, do you all agree with me? Did he play Don't Stop Believing? Another One Bites, sorry, it just makes me laugh that. Another One Bites the Dust, or Things Can Only Get Better? I think it was Things Can Only Get Better, but exactly, Matthew, that's right. Yeah. Things can only get better. Yeah, it was. I think it was, but we'll check. Things can only get better. Correct. Right, I'm going to leave this with you because I've got to go and have a bathroom break. Which country's song triumphed in the Eurovision Song Contest in 2024? I don't think I know this. I did watch it. I think I watched it. Anyway, it just shows you it's such a load of rubbish, isn't it? But, it's cheesy rubbish. So I'm going to go for a bathroom break. I'm going to leave you to think about that. And when I come back, which country's song triumphed in the Eurovision Song Contest in 2024? Do you know? I'm back. So we've got Finland, Sweden, Serbia. Serbia's not even a choice on there. So is it Sweden, Finland, Serbia, Finland, Sweden? Yeah, or even Debias. Or I haven't got a clue. I don't think it was Finland, let's say. I don't think it was Switzerland. Let's go for Sweden. Let's go for Sweden. Oh, it was Switzerland. We've got one wrong. We've got one wrong. Okay, now this, some of you that are from Manchester, I know, or the surrounding areas, the Co-op Live Arena suffered numerous setbacks before finally opening. Which band became the first to perform at the new Manchester venue? Was it Olivia Rodrigo? Well, that's not a band, surely. Elbow or Take That? Now, some of you might know that. Some of you that are in that area, I don't know, to be honest. Oh, Kelly. Kelly's not even in Manchester. She's in bloody Australia, and she was straight there with Take That. We've got a pass. Any more for Take That? Come on, you lurkers. There's a few lurkers out there. You'll know as well. Take That. Okay, I think we're going to go for Take That. I was Elbow. Oh, come on. Come on. You were all certain it was Take That. Ah. Do you know, I don't like the band Elbow, just for the fact I just think what a ridiculous name that is, Elbow. I'm sorry, I just don't. It just doesn't do it for me. But anyway. Oh my God. Now, I know the answer to this. I've never lived it down ever since. England were beaten in the final of the UEFA Euro 2024 by which country? Was it France? Was it Portugal? Or was it Spain? I do know that one. Do you know? Yeah. I don't think we'll ever forget. Give on Elbow? Yeah, it was definitely Spain. Yep, never lived it down. Spanish friends. In fact, I don't even speak to him now because of it. No, I'm only joking. But no, I literally never lived it down. Okay. Now I know a few of you will know this. Which couple won Strictly Come Dancing? I mean, I know it. In 2024. Was it Chris and Diane? Was it Tasha and Alias, is it? Or Aljaz? Or was it JB and Lauren? Now, I know a few of you will know that. I'll just wait for your answers to come in. It was, and they were very good. I don't normally watch it, Lorna, but I did watch it this year. I actually enjoyed it this year. And it was Chris and Diane, and Chris, it was interesting because Chris is blind. So, you know, he did so well. But they were all good dancers, actually, in the final and that. But Chris and Diane won. Yeah, doing quite well, aren't they? I don't know what. Oh, there's 20 questions, so don't worry, it'll be over with soon. Which country became the 32nd and latest to join NATO in March 2024? Now, I think I know this because this was, I had a student from this country who was saying that, you know, their country has always been neutral, never wanted to join NATO. And then, of course, because of the Ukraine-Russia war, they were worried. And so they voted to join NATO. So I think I do know this one. And no, I don't think it was Finland. There's a couple of you saying Finland. Wasn't it Sweden? I'm just thinking about this student there. But you could be right. I could be wrong. Now, listen, if it's wrong, Finland, it's your fault. Because I've got to go with Finland because there's more of you saying Finland. Yeah, more of you saying Finland. Yeah, Chris is a comedian. Do you know him? He was very funny actually on it as well. But I think Yvonne first planned. Yvonne's having problems with her predictive text. God knows what. Listen, don't take any notice of what Yvonne says. If you think she's insulting you, she's not. Well, she might be, but it's probably her predictive text. Now, everyone's saying Finland, so I'm going to go with Finland, but I want it to be on record. I don't think it is Finland. I think it's Sweden. But anyway, I'm going with the majority. What did I say? Sweden. Now listen to all you. See, I do listen to my chatters. Well, you were wrong. What? Which pop star went viral in 2024 thanks to his massive son? What? Thanks to his massive son. Which pop star went viral in 2024 thanks to his massive son? Do they mean song? I don't know. Right, I've got to come and see what you're saying in the chat here. I need you to help me here. Yeah, don't tell me how to crack eggs. No. This is what I used to say to my son. I've said to him all his life. He never took any notes of it, but I am always right. I don't like to say it, but I am always right. There's sometimes I try not to. I try and say, oh, well, I'm not always right, but I am. You know, it's like, I didn't mean to, I don't like to say I told you so, but I told you so. Gary Barlow? What do they mean by his massive son? Massive son? What do they mean? Wesley says Prince William. Oh dear. Wesley, they grow so what do they mean? But what do they mean? What do they mean by his Sorry, what do they mean by his massive son? What, massive tall? Oh, tall is it? I have no idea. Oh dear me, up to his shoulder. Well, if it's Gary Barlow's a midget, isn't he? I know that he is a midget. I don't think the others are tall. So what? I have no idea. What am I going to say here? What am I going to say? Right, we've got Ricky, we've got Gary. Ricky. Right, I'm going to go for Ricky because I think more of you have gone for Ricky. When they say massive, what do they mean? Oh dear, the thunder's back. Gary Paul. Sorry, this is just making me laugh because it's like, let's have a look. Gary Barlow and Son. Oh, if you saw me next to my son, it's the same. It's like I'm a midget and he's like massive because he's got the height of his father's side of the family. So Gary Barlow and Son. I didn't even this, pass. Oh, now I understand why. Let me show you this. There, look. Yeah, his son is tall, isn't he? It's like next to his dad. Now, I don't know, maybe Gary should be having a little bit of a, maybe he should be having, what do we call it, a blood test or whatever. Because that is a big difference, isn't it? Because normally sons end up being a couple of inches taller than their dads. Oh, God. Bloody hell. See, if you put my son next to his dad, they'd be more or less the same height, I think, or maybe my son might be an inch taller. All my son's dad's family are really, really tall. Even the women, exceptionally tall. Because I remember when I was pregnant, just hoping that I wasn't going to have a girl because I knew, it's good for a man to be tall. And it's good. I mean, I wish I was a bit taller, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't want to be over 6'4", but look at him, God. Yeah, I can see it now. Right, let's go back to the quiz. What is the name? Oh, this was funny, wasn't it? Do you remember this? Actually, there have been some funny things this year. What is the name of the Australian breakdancer? Kelly will know this if she's still with us. What is the name of the Australian breakdancer whose infamous performance at the 2024 Paris Olympics sparked ridicule? So, was it here? Oh God, I don't know any of these names. I remember this story on the news, and she was funny. It was like, Little Britain, Vicky Pollard, when she does some breakdancing. I love Little Britain. I just think it's funny. I know, it's not a PC now and all that, but it's still just funny. And Vicky Pollard, when she used to do the breakdancing, this girl just looked like it. So was she called Laser Gun, Ray Gun, or Tommy Gun? Huh? So let's see what we've got to say here. Tall mum. Kelly, it was hilarious. Reagan. Have you seen Vicky Pollard on and maybe we should have a look at her, but I'll probably get copyright thingy for that, but let's see. It's all right, I can always cut it out later. Right, let's just watch this because it is funny. Don't know how to put it on full, but never mind. Oh, there you go. I love Little Britain. Sorry, I know it's not PC, but I like it. Oh, it's even funnier with the Sarah sense of humour. I quite thought that was funny, but anyway. Going back to the quiz, I hope I haven't upset anybody. So it was, I've forgotten who we said it was. Was it Reagan? Yeah. Oh, it was right, Reagan. So question 15. Mu Deng, a resident of a zoo in Thailand, went viral earlier this year. Oh God, this Cava's definitely getting to me now. What kind of animal is Mu Deng? Is it a pygmy hippo, a red panda, or a baby elephant? Now I think I know this one. I think I do. Yeah. Do you know, yeah, but no, but. Yeah, but no, but. I think it's a pygmy hippo as well, David. Now, a couple of you are saying red panda. Lorna said hippo. But I think it's a hippo too. I think I'm going to go with hippo. And because David's gone in capital, so it means he's shouting at me. So he must really know that that's true. Yeah. Oh, God. Remember this? Imam Khalifa of Algeria, this is still an ongoing thing, isn't it? I still can't make my mind up about it. Became an Olympic boxing champion in 2024. Over what issue was the win controversial? Was it previous use of banned substances? Was it use of underweight gloves? Or was it gender eligibility? I think we know this one because I actually did. I think I did a video on this, but I took it off YouTube because they what did they do? Yeah, they pulled me up about it for monetization because it was controversial or whatever. I can't remember the details, but so I just took the video off because what I've decided is I'm not having any of these videos. The thing is, it's not about whether to take the monetization off or not. I don't care about the monetization. But apart from the Sarah Sharif trial, which was all You know, none of them were given monetization, but they still use those videos, you know, to put adverts on. This is what's annoying about YouTube. But what they basically say is your video is not suitable for monetization, but we still might show it on they're anyway, never mind. But some things they pull you up because it's controversial issues, or I don't know, they think it's not suitable for adverts because, or whatever. And this was one of them. So I think I took the video down in the end, just because I like my channel to be, I'm like, you know, my son says I'm OCD, maybe I am. That's why it upset me so much about the Paul Arne copyright strike. You know, my channel, I want it to be, you know, I don't want any pull-ups on it or saying, you know, anything bad on it. I like it all to be correct. You know, I don't want copyright strikes. If I get copyright things come up, some things you can erase and some things you can't. They just say no, you know, that's like that bloody Christmas Eve one. There were so many different copyright ones on it because of the songs. It just, there would have been no video left by the time I took all the songs off it. So that's why I took that one down. But yeah, they're funny about the things that they come up with. But you know what? I've put videos up there that have talked about true crime, you know, people being dismembered and this, that, and the other. They don't get pulled up. You think, where do you decide? I don't know what, you know, how YouTube makes the decisions. But anyway, so basically, we think the answer to this is probably, I know I was waffling on just for a change. Not like me, is it, to waffle on? But I'm pretty, yeah, turkey teeth, the snake. Hi, Tracy. Happy New Year. Gender ability, I was going to say. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Gender ability, just to change your gender whenever you felt like it. Oh, God. Didn't even press in the thing. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a little bit skew-whiff now. So, question 17, lots of thunder again going on outside. Which US state was in the news due to... Oh, now I've never even got around to covering this yet. Which US state was in the news due to mysterious and unexplainable drone activity in the late 2024? I think it was it New Jersey? You'll help me with this because I'm not sure. But yeah, we haven't looked into that. So there was all that mysterious drone activity. Yeah, it's all disappeared now and they're not even talking about it now. And they never explained what it was. So, oh God, we've got through, I think it was New Jersey, yeah. David saying New Jersey, Heather saying New Mexico. Heather, didn't you follow that? Because you're really into UFOs and things, aren't you? Lorna's saying New Hampshire. Matthew saying New Jersey. I think it was New Jersey too. So I'm going to go for New Jersey. I'm sorry to Heather and Lorna. Maybe you're right, but we'll see in a minute. Correct. Oh, God, this was hilarious. So question 18, don't worry, there's only 20, there's only a couple more to go. Because, you know, we've been streaming quite a long time now. High-profile Tory backbencher Sir Jacob Rees-Mogg lost his seat in the 2024 general election, which was brilliant. I mean, he's a right knob, isn't he? As the result was announced, he stood next to a candidate for the Monster Raving Loony Party who was dressed wearing what? So do you remember that? I don't know. We watched the election, didn't we? But I don't know if we watched this particular, him losing his seat. I bet Mello will know this because Mello's quite good on the old politics. Cucumber trousers, a jacket made of sausages, or a baked bean balaclava. Baklava. So was he wearing not Jacob Rees-Mogg, Sir Jacob Rees-Mogg, idiot, abolish the House of Lords, abolish the House of Lords for fuck's sake, abolish the royal family. Anyway, sorry. So was he wearing cucumber trousers, a jacket made of sausages, or a baked bean balaclava? Now, I know which one I think it is, but I'm hoping someone will confirm it. Oh. Right, Heather's saying sausages. Lorna's saying balaclava. I would have said balaclava. That was my first instinct. A jacket made of sausages or a baked bean balaclava. Matthew's saying sausages. Matthew's quite good with the old politics as well. So I think we're going to go for sausages, shall we? Sausages. Sausages. Oh, yeah. Well, the hereditary peers are going to be abolished, aren't they? I think, but they should all be abolished. So I think we'll go for a jacket made of sausages. Let's see. Oh, it was a baked bean balaclava. You were right, Lorna. And I was right, because I thought it was that first of all, but I got persuaded. Again, I'm so easily led. Oh, God, Nigel Farage. So, Reform leader, this is question 19, so there's only one more after this. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage repeatedly yelled, what word, at a heckler who interrupted his speech in Clapton? Did he say nonsense? Boring? I think he said boring, or did he say shh? I think it was boring, I think. But, you know, I will go with the majority, even though you're always wrong. I think, boring. Yep, okay. I think we'll go for boring. Yay! So I think this is the last one. In November, a piece of fruit. Oh, my God, did you see this? Did you see this? For fuck's sake. Honestly, I'm going to do some rants. Because I haven't done a rant for ages. And I'm going to put them on the members. In November, a piece of fruit. Remember, it was a banana. Oh, shit, I've already said the answer. A piece of fruit duct taped to a wall sold for $6.2 million. Which is equivalent to £4.9 million at an auction in New York. What was the fruit? Do you remember that? I know it was a banana. And do you know what was even more? And like, talk about the fireworks. Hey, Tia! Sorry, that's the big dog trying to get. I'm going to let her out in a minute. Hey, won't be a minute. I'm going to finish this stream. I'm going to put my dogs up and let them. She's going mad trying to get out for some reason. I don't know. I think it's the word banana that seems to set her off. Yeah, you know what was it? You talk about the fireworks in London being a waste of money. Whoever bought this, they just ate the banana. So literally, they paid £4.9 million just because they could. That'd be something Elon Musk would do, wouldn't it? Oh no, she's getting upset because of this. It's thundering and lightning. I'm going to put my dog. Well, let's just. All right, darling. Okay. Oh, she's getting scared because of that. Okay, no, I'm not signing up to your newsletter. We scored 14 out of 20. 14 out of 20. That's quite good. We would have done better if I would have not listened to you. No, I'm only joking. Oh, it was fun that though, wasn't it? It was interesting. Yeah, I'm going. I'm going to. Oh, sorry, because my Tia, she's getting upset because there's a lot of storms coming up. But listen, I want to say Happy New Year, Happy 2025. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for all your support this year. I thank you to a special thanks tonight to Kelly, who sent a super sticker. Thank you. Lorna, who sent a super sticker too. Thank you so much. And I'll see you really soon in the next video. And thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. We've brought in the new year. We've had a quiz. We've done the Twonk of the year. Thank you so much. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Tomorrow I'll be releasing a video, I'm sure. And until then, may your God, as always, go with you. Thank you.